When is the next eclipse?
Huh?
When is the next eclipse?
Dude, I can't hear you.
When is the next eclipse?
Lunar or solar?
What does that mean?
I think he's saying, where do you get your hair clipped?
What?
What?
I haven't got a haircut in 2 years.
I can't hear a goddamn thing over these motorcycles, dude.
What'd you say?
Fuck.
I said racket.
Pickleball?
You play pickleball?
Have we all been playing pickleball and not told each other?
On a Saturday.
What?
On a Saturday.
Thursday mornings.
The weekend.
All right.
When I'm off.
We got to do something about the bikes, okay? I don't want to yell the whole time.
You want me to go fucking talk to these ass wipes?
Show me something.
Show me? All right. Kron, hand me my nunchucks.
Here you go, buddy.
Thank you. I won't
Been a
do
while,
that when
huh?
I go
Try
out
to
there.
try to hit one of them in the eye.
Yeah,
next
I won't
time.
do that. I won't. Just practice. All right, here I go.
Oh, he's gonna get his ass handed to him out there, dude.
What?
He's gonna get the shit kicked out of him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're not taking too kind.
They do not like. They are not impressed with nunchucks, dude.
Wow, that is a major wedgie.
They hooked it over the top of his head, dude.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They did not take too kindly to that, I'll tell you
No,
that.
it didn't look like it. It did not look like it.
I feel bad for you, dude.
I think I have some blood in my underwear.
I hope it's yours.
Was that blood there before the incident?
Probably from my lip, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to wrap a plastic bag around me or something.
Yeah, probably should have went out there with something other than nunchucks.
Yeah, I don't even know where they're at now.
Honestly, you should have worn more than just your underwear.
Yeah.
That was not a good strategy.
Yeah, you think when somebody comes out with nunchucks, you wouldn't really fuck with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a headache, too.
All right, who has a gun?
Dude, you know. You already know.
I
Look
know.
at this thing.
I know. I was trying to let you be the guy who, volunteered to go next. You know what I mean?
You want me to go out there?
Yeah.
I would like to not have to yell.
All right. Let me put the clip in. I'll just do the hammer. Good. This one's operational. See you guys in a minute.
Why did he put the clip in a revolver?
They all have guns. All of them.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and they are all pulling them on him right now.
Yeah. Oh, that guy got two of them.
Yeah. Oh, and he's holding it sideways. He's serious. All right. Nope. Kron is giving the man the gun. All right.
What? He's giving him his money out of his wallet.
Now Kron's showing his family photos.
He's probably like, I got kids.
You see how his left hand though is like trying to block them from grabbing his underwear. So he did learn from somebody's issue.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, he's walking up to us backwards now.
It
is dicey out there,
Testy,
to
huh?
say the least. Well, and it's fucking weird because I do spray paint with like half the dudes out there.
Well, they
I thought
probably
they-
didn't recognize you without spray paint all over your face.
I thought they'd be cool, man, but I gave them the gun.
Oh, we saw. Yeah, we saw. Good job dodging the wedgie, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you saw how I was protecting my underwear?
Mm-hmm. Smart. Okay. I haven't killed anybody in a while,
That's true.
but
Yeah, I mean, dude.
yeah.
I don't
still
see
in
another-
there?
I don't see another option.
Nope. All right, start slapping me.
Damn, you like that?
Here, we're gonna hold up this printout of the full moon that we have.
Yeah, turn into a fucking cat. Yeah.
I'm also holding up.
You just sat on a Xerox printer. That's not an actual moon.
Holding up a puppet master as well.
Oh.
I know we said no more of these, but desperate times, dude.
Step back, Kron. It's gonna go quick. This one's gonna go quick.
All right, your mother jumpers.
It's gonna be.
Oh, dude, he tore dude and clean in half.
Do we gotta clean this up?
No, Bones will take care of it.
Street sweeper in here.
Pulled those two guys up right by their dicks.
That is a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's twirling them by the dicks, dude.
Jump roping out there.
It's fucking weird.
I think that one landed on the roof.
Oh, he got my gun back. Bones is the nicest.
Get my underwear.
Oh, dude, your underwear's covered in shit stains.
Fucking gross, dude.
they went up there.
Why did you ask for him back?
Yeah, still good. You can wash them.
I'm gonna need a second. I'm gonna need.
You need a shower.
I need an hour 50. I think.
Bones. I appreciate you clearing up that situation, and I don't want to abuse the werewolf stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't know werewolves did so much stuff with dicks like that.
I think it's just proving a point.
It's just dominant. I mean, that's all it is.
Okay. I'm not gonna press the issue.
Yeah, because it's a werewolf thing, but like I'm still a primate. You know what I mean? So there's still like that innate ability to like show my teeth, rip dicks.
Totally not weird.
But
Totally
only in that form. All right. I am gonna go put on my emergency pants because I'm certainly not putting on Dan's bloody muddies. What I will do though is ask one of you to throw on this week's movie, which is The Gauntlet, this week on 5-Day Rentals. Hello and welcome to 5-Day Rentals, the video store podcast. My name is Bones, the guy who gets the job done. And it is my duty to continue on this category. You're so vain, you probably think this podcast is about you. And my selection for this actor, director, vanity, passion project category is a man who sort of slides in his vanity. A man who probably 50 years ago was on a spaghetti western set and thought, fuck, I could do this better. I could do this faster. A one Clint Eastwood returns to 5-Day Rentals. And he's such a big man, such a big force. I got to bring in my two co-hosts, Kron Howard, Laundry Dan. How are you?
Boom, dun, 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 dun.
I got it.
I'm happy. Guys, it's Clint Eastwood by the Gorillas.
I got sunshine in a bag.
Hello, 5D Army. I stopped watching cartoons when I was 5.
You can still listen to the music, though, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless. Just like the show, it's useless. But not for long. Because Dan's pick is coming on.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Time for me is nothing because I'm counting no days. Now you shouldn't be there.
Was it, now you shouldn't be scared?
Yeah. I'm good at repairs I'm under each snare, intangible.
Unimaginable.
Yeah, inimaginable.
Is that it from
What a
them?
fucking weird group, huh?
Did you think that I commanded you? Mystical? Maybe. I can kind of do most of the lyrics to that song.
What was their other song?
It's the video where they're floating, right? She's playing the guitar on like the little floating island thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hold
Everyone
on.
says they're like really good and shit. I don't know.
I mean, they've had a lot of hits. I really only listened to that like first record.
I've tried a few times and I'm like, I don't know. I'll probably take some heat for that.
I think the other song that you're probably thinking of, Dan, is that off second record?
Demon Days? Or does that sound right?
Yeah. Is it Feel Good Inc.?
Yeah, it's probably.
Is it that one?
Yeah. That's it.
On forever fighting back.
We got
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we did it with the help of Spotify in the background. Guys, the Gauntlet 1977.
Ho!
First watch for all of us, I believe.
Yeah.
This is the first watch for you?
Yeah, I think we talked about it in the after showers. I'm sure I've seen sequences of this, and particularly the motorcycle helicopter chase. I remember.
I remember
But,
Dennis Hopper being there for some reason.
And this movie does you the favor of showing its hand pretty immediately. Like, it's not like a big reveal,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're kind of in front of it the whole time. Maybe that's a negative against it.
Yeah, there is a scene in this movie where it's like, get off the fucking phone, Clint. You can't see this guy's in on it.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Get off the phone.
Oh, he's making me mad. I'm almost liking it. All right. Clint, to his credit, has directed for like 5 decades at this point. But I will say, he will put himself not too weak, not too incompetent, but he will allow himself to trip up, right? He will allow himself to get shot in the leg or punched a little bit. He will win the day.
Yeah, also, like, not too worried about playing a guy with flaws. Like,
Yeah.
Shockley is not, the best cop on the force.
But what's never in question is his fucking manlyhood.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that every role? I mean, he's never going to come out and be like playing a gay guy or something, Has he? He might have. I don't know.
He was
I've
that
never seen him in that
generation's
monkey movie.
Ryan Reynolds, right? Ryan Reynolds is the same guy.
I think Clint Eastwood could beat up Ryan Reynolds right now.
Oof. Maybe that's the next Netflix fight. Maybe we hurry up and rush that one since Tyson can't.
I don't think Clint should get near a boxing ring again after $1 Million Baby, dude.
Oh, that's just no stools.
Yeah.
Well, he's having no stools. He's that old.
I think he's famously a guy with he's probably got a good turd coming out.
Oh, I think
All
so.
that clean eating.
Yeah.
Steak and whiskey?
No, he's like organic produce and
Yeah, I think he's a turkey burger sort of guy.
mhm.
Like we'll
Damn
eat
liberals got to
eat
Clint.
vegetables and minimal calories and like probably still smokes a cigar, but probably, makes up for it with actual nutrition.
No, hasn't he said he didn't like smoking cigars on Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Oh, maybe I feel like I have seen him like later on.
I think he's like,
You
don't
might be
smoke,
right.
Don't drink, eat healthy.
So it's all an image. It's all phony. This guy's acting the whole fucking time?
Fuck this guy, dude.
What the hell? A
Fuck Clint
generation,
Eastwood.
a whole
You heard
generation
it
of
here.
grandfathers base themselves off this man. He's got some explaining to do.
Yeah, you got some whiskey or steak. Oh no, he ordered wine, didn't he? A nice bottle of wine.
Send your boy out for some steaks or fried chicken, something like that. Maybe a bottle of wine. Say,
And
is there
that's
a
like-
florist around here?
That's the most he talks. This is all fucking loopy from that wine.
Oh, yeah, when he gets half a bottle in and takes his shirt off. The only thing missing from that hotel room was the buzz of that air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
All of him just laying there stone-faced cold while she's riding him. Because he's the worst at sex scenes.
Yeah, he never smiles.
No. And I wouldn't expect Clint Eastwood to smile during sex. I don't know if he smiles for anything. Just the same squinty scowl that he always has.
There's
Well-
like a smirk when he comes.
I guess I got lucky. Spunk.
I mean, he has like a whole bunch of
Just
kids.
shut
from
the
a whole
pod
bunch
down.
What?
Shut the pod down. We've peaked. Turn it off.
We peaked on the last Eastwood movie when you said you're smiling during intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is where that came up, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, previously on the show we did Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Is that the
I
correct
always want
title?
to say Thunderfoot and like
Yeah,
Lightning Bolt and Thunderfoot.
something like that. Yeah.
Bigfoot and Lightning. This weekend, Plagueor.
I mean, if the first
Should've
one
brought it
had
back
done
home.
well enough, they would have brought in Bigfoot and Thunderbolt.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first Gary Busey as well, I think.
Do you
And the
think,
only.
did we talk about this in the episode? Like when people went to the drive-in to go watch that, were they surprised that there was no Native American?
For Lightfoot?
Yeah. Like, doesn't that seem like
Yeah,
like
kinda.
Thunderbolt and Lightfoot sounds like a 50s, 60s, cowboy and Native American team up, Lone Ranger sort of scenario.
They probably heard the names in the radio spot, at least, and could put together that it was two white people.
Well, that was still in the era where Jeff Bridges totally could have put on a headdress and
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he wear a dress? Yeah.
yeah.
He dragged it up. Yeah, that was our whole conversation
Yeah.
about
I mean,
cross-dressing and drag and shit.
the littering Native American, he was an Italian guy.
Hey, magic of the movies.
Guys, rate my Letterboxd.
Kron, you want to go first?
Bones 4.0.
3.5? Just to be a little different, maybe?
Scores are locked. Anything you guys want to touch on before we jump into this plot? Like I said, pretty lean. My notes are pretty lean.
Can you make bets on anything in Vegas?
Apparently so.
Pretty much.
I don't think that part seems crazy, right?
I told you when I went to that fight between Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley, yeah, you could bet that he was going to knock him out in the third round with the uppercut.
Yeah, but that's all related to the fight. You can't take bets on if a prisoner transport goes through or not.
It was disguised as a racehorse.
But you should be able to, is what I'm trying to get at. Let's mix it up, Vegas.
I think we need to do our next meetup in Vegas.
We've discussed.
We have.
Did we?
Yeah, on one of these episodes.
One of these 190 episodes.
The Gauntlet 1977, this was, in fact, per the requirement of the category, this was directed by Clint Eastwood. It was also written by Michael Butler and Dennis Chirac. And I think this was one guy wrote it, another guy punched it up. And one of the guys, I believe, has done other Clint projects. Forgive me for not having that immediate, but unlike a Wings Hauser scenario, I highly doubt Clint wrote any of this, right? If anything, he probably just took dialogue away.
Yeah, he whited out pages
Yeah.
of...
No.
My guy wouldn't say that.
We start with seeing the sunrise break through the skyline of old Phoenix. We see
Beautiful city.
Beautiful. Hot. Dry heat, though.
I went in November, so it wasn't bad.
We see Clint leaving a Mezzo's cocktail lounge, all-night bender, I guess.
It's always nice to see yourself represented in a film.
I don't think they touched on this enough.
I concur.
That he's an alcoholic?
Yeah.
Here's the deal. They make it seem like he's an alcoholic, but later he will say that he was at an all-night poker game. So was he covering?
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
You can't say I just left the bar and it's 8 a.m.
Sounds like
There could have been a poker game at the bar.
have said that.
Yeah.
At
No,
work.
he's
Kron.
definitely covering for being a drunken mess.
But Dan,
I will say the bottle falls out of the fucking car when he gets there.
yes. I guess that's to imply, hey, he's probably sipping a little bit on the way there. But do you think that there should have been some sort of like detox issue?
No, I think he should have been drinking more.
He drinks throughout the movie.
Yeah, kind of.
He drinks
I'm a
up,
shooter,
up
dude.
until the campfire.
At the cave?
Yeah. I don't
He's
think he
drinking
drinks.
in the cave.
Yeah. He drinks
Is
at
he?
the cave. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And then he drinks some wine in the hotel, but then that's it. Like
Well,
he
yeah,
pours,
he's got a
I think he
reason
finishes.
to live now.
He's got a lady with $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep grinding. He gets in his 77 Chevy Impala, clean
Yeah,
looking
baby.
vehicle. He heads to the police station. He gets there, booze bottle falls out, breaks. He also has a premier parking spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wondered that when he walked out. I was like,
Yeah.
how did he know he was leaving?
Car's still there. Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't give a shit. He just parks where he's not supposed to.
Well, if you've been up all night drinking, you can get in before a lot of the other guys.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, shift changes at 9, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's playing Ben Shockley.
I gotta go, Benny. I might as well get a prime spot today.
When he walks in, he's greeted by his former partner. You guys recognize this actor?
No.
I recognized him, but I didn't look up what else he's in.
Wow.
Wow, Kron.
What? You said no. You didn't even recognize him.
That means I do recognize him. Give me a second here to pull up my...
I feel confident in this, that he has appeared as Commissioner Gordon in more movies than any other actor.
That's true.
A one Pat Hingle is playing Detective Maynard Josephson. Now, Josephson starts giving Shockley shit because he's running late for this meeting. He's like, God damn it, you should have shaved. You should have shined your shoes. Where the fuck were you all night? Ben says, I was at an all-night poker game, man. They struggle down this hallway.
Clearly covering for drinking all night at a bar.
To me, like, all-night poker game kind of implies I was getting hammered the whole time.
Well, yeah, but I think it's more socially acceptable to be like, I was with my buddies. We drank, but we were playing a card game. It went too late.
Yeah.
That's understandable rather than like, as soon as I left work, I went to the bar and I didn't leave until I got here.
What's the Phoenix booze laws that he's allowed to stay up until 8 a.m.?
I
Maybe
mean,
he just knows the guy. And maybe knows Benny.
maybe the lights never turn off in Phoenix, dude.
Oh,
Kron, this guy was in one of your movies.
Okay. Which one?
Maximum Overdrive.
We haven't even released the episode.
yeah,
yet.
we never covered that one, actually.
And he's in Batman Forever.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
But Bones touched on that.
And
Dan was typing. Can't hear.
Brewster's Millions.
On their way to this meeting, they bump into some little Weasley guy in the hallway. We find out that this is the new assistant DA. Ben asks, like, how's he doing? Josephson says, shit, he couldn't convict Hitler. It's pretty bad.
It's a pretty good line.
All right, now this meeting is with the new commissioner, Blake Locke. Uptight dude. Shockley comes in.
Oh, wait. Don't they also, as they're walking through the hallways, they see a lady named Shirley? Is that this part of the movie?
That's later. That's after this meeting.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. We'll talk about.
So this guy's new, right? Like police chief?
Yes, and the ADA also seems to be new.
All right.
So Blake Locke gives the usual, police commissioner. It's important. I'm policing the police. I'm upholding all this shit. Shockley kind of blows it off. Right. I've heard this before. Blake Locke says, hey, I've heard from your watch commander that you're a man who gets the job done. Immediately reads what he needs from Ben. Because Ben's like, oh, okay, yeah. What you got for me? Blake Locke does not delay. He assigns him a prisoner transport, hands over a plane ticket. You're flying to Vegas. You're picking up some nobody prisoner for some nothing case, and you're going to bring him back here to Phoenix. Quick turnaround.
Fuck.
Respectfully, I work for Metro Squad. Why me? Is fucking Metro Squad the coolest combination of words? If you work for the police, man. I work for fucking Metro Squad.
No, detective would be cooler.
I don't know, man.
All right, I'm going to sit over here and
I'm a
drink
detective
coffee.
for Metro Squad.
You're going to go investigate the fender benders on the interstate.
Yeah, Metro Squad just sounds like you're policing the 4 square miles around the building or something.
Hey, you're like a downtown cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a 4th of July parade and you got to be there.
Like, they don't even give you a car. They give you your uniform and walking
horse.
shoes. They're like, hit the
Oh, that's
streets,
what you
dude.
think? No. I think you're halfway there. I think it is about the downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Those combination of words, they also feel weirdly generic and weirdly cool. He's Black Ops. Okay. Wait, what is that? Metro
The
Squad.
police already
What
have
is
too
that?
much power. Stop empowering them, please.
He's on the rescue force. What the fuck? Okay. Task force.
SWAT.
Task Force sounds... all
Task
those
Force-
sound cooler than Metro.
I don't know, man.
Metropolitan is what it's
Metro
short
Squad.
Yeah, but I'm on Metro Squad.
Okay, task force is...
If you're saying I'm running Black Ops, that sounds way more scary than that.
Right, but I guess what I'm arguing is that those are also just generic military cop, movie terms, right? He did 10 years in Black Ops. Okay, but for what? I'm assigning you to a task force. Okay. A joint venture. Fuck.
Hey, thanks to Metro Cellular for the sponsorship this week.
I think we said Metro enough. I think we've fulfilled our contract. By the way, Metro Cellular, there are no contracts. All right.
You guys ever had Metropolitan ice cream?
No.
Yeah, it's Neapolitan ice cream, but only downtown.
Yeah, it's I've had Neapolitan, but
You
surely
know a
there's-
guy's fucking thought of that.
It's got to be pistachio, black cherry, and
Vanilla bean.
vanilla bean. Yeah.
I love me a vanilla bean.
It's a good.
If I
it's a
see
good
those
ice cream.
speckles in that vanilla, ooh,
Yeah.
I kind of lock in. That's my flavor.
The kid's on cookies and cream. The wife is on cookie dough. So I'm like, yeah, lame.
Well, like these have been prescribed to them?
Yeah, by a doctor. The doctor of ice cream.
What do you think this doctor? Will this doctor give me like a TRT prescription? He sounds
What is
pretty out there.
TRT?
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
You're a bunny tracks guy.
Bunny tracks?
Yeah.
No, actually, as much as I love a vanilla bean, if I'm talking these flavors and on the topic of cookie dough, the fucking Jimmy Fallon Ben and Jerry's is my favorite Ben and Jerry's. It's got good cookie dough, good like brownie chunks in there and shit too. It's a good ratio. And I laugh after every fucking bite too.
Well, because you know Jimmy's laughing.
Oh,
you know he's
yeah.
breaking.
To the bank.
I make a mess because I'm clapping and shit and I'm leaning backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pistachio for Ben and Jerry's.
See, I feel
Put
like
a
I
good
would,
amount.
Pistachio. Way to bring it back to Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
I feel like I would
Pistachio.
go Haagen-Dazs over Ben and Jerry. Like I just want like
Really?
give me chocolate, give me vanilla, give me mint chocolate chip. I don't need 50 things in my ice cream. Ice
Yeah.
cream's already good.
You just want that hog.
Mm-hmm. I
Like-
just want the hog, dude.
When you go to the store, do you just buy the coffee that says coffee on it?
Just let me sit
Like Repo
down.
Man style. Just
Yeah.
coffee.
Let me sit down, wrap my lips around a hog, and
I buy whatever is on sale and what is ever whole bean. Dan, you and I have not too long ago bought coffee together. You know how long I take.
We took it was a good 5 minutes in the coffee aisle.
Mm-hmm.
But we looked at everything, determined, and made a good choice. I think.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we enjoy a scent of one, but the packaging looked kind of right wing? Didn't we look up to make sure like this isn't like some Kid Rock?
Yeah,
like
I think it was very
conservative.
nice. It's a very nice smelling one.
Yeah, and I think that was like the best smelling one, but we were like, no, just on principle, we can't support that one.
We're not giving these fools money.
the packaging name of Brew with the Ba didn't alert you to that?
If he hears that, he's going to use it.
Copyright.
What would be any
See,
other
Kron, this is why the
flavors
pod has to keep going. You're always going to outdo me.
What would be other flavors for Kid Rock coffee?
I mean, we've already done the song title I know. So you're going to have to provide those, Dan.
Fuck.
What's the one he did with Sheryl Crow?
Put your picture away. I put your French press away.
That's great.
I'll take it. All right. Despite his reluctance that he's Metro Squad,
I will say
he's got
I'll
orders.
interrupt you one more time.
No, go ahead.
I am the bull god came on on Turbo the other day.
I am the brew god. It's easy. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. But I did get to the part where I was like, Bones love this part.
Oh, I go behind the garage and fire it up.
And my wife was like, what? I was like, I don't know. I put this song on the playlist and he was like, I just think this part's so fucking funny to me.
It is, because is he literally singing about like before I cut the grass, I need to go fire up the lawnmower, or is he saying before I cut the grass, I go do some crystal meth?
I think he's blazing something before he cuts the lawn.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna smoke some grass before he cuts the grass.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Kid Rock. I immediately went to crystal meth.
I mean, it could be crystal meth.
You're not far.
It's intentionally left ambiguous, so.
But I also can't help but have the visual in my mind of a scrawny, malnutrition, drunk Kid Rock, shirtless, but with that big fur coat, just cranking on a Briggs and Stratton, trying to get it to fucking start.
Fucking craftsman piece of shit.
Yeah. All right, he's got his orders. He's going to Vegas. He's coming back. Josephson and Shockley they run into a very shapely woman that used to service Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Josephson is kind of upset that Ben's still not hitting this.
Now, see, this over Metro Squad, this is the funniest use of word string together because he's like, Shirley's a very shapely lady. Are you still getting serviced by her? It's like,
well, he just got a promotion, dude.
Yeah,
He's not Metro anymore.
Yeah, he's working a desk, but they haven't had time to catch up. Because in this, he's even like, hey, how long does it take to get to fucking Vegas and fly back? You can come back and have dinner with me and the wife. He's like, nah, he plays it cool. But Josephson walks him out to his car.
He's cleaned up that locker room talk, man. He's office material now.
Yeah, it's stairwell talk. He doesn't say anything too derogatory. She's a shapely woman, and she used to service him.
Yeah, come on. Boys can be boys in the stairwell, Dan.
What I find interesting here is, Ben gets in his car and takes off. Josephson doesn't notice the shattered glass all over the fucking curb.
It kind of seems like they're almost like he was going to look down, but now he just keeps walking.
There's probably shattered glass outside the police station all the time.
It's when he, like, the 3 feet of Ben walking to his car, there's in, like, the Foley, there should have been like, fuck. Ow.
It's a taxi dropping off like shit-loaded officers just walking in.
Oh, poker game again.
Ben arrives in Vegas. First guy off the plane, apparently. Just strutting up front, right up through the gate. I guess, you think he's probably standing up at fucking landing?
He probably pulls his badge out and is like, I have to get off the plane first.
Just the badge?
Yeah.
Because this is the era where he probably still has his gun.
Yeah, but I guess you start with the badge, and then if a stewardess challenges you, you can pull your gun out.
I believe this was Hughes Airline, Howard Hughes's airline that was still in service at this time. I guess a lot of them were painted yellow, so they would call it the Flying Bananas.
Oh,
come in with a banana. It looks like a plane.
Does he peel his own banana, or is it brought in pre-peeled?
God, no.
It's pre-peeled. It has to be ripe of 10 days and cut into 36 pieces.
Damn,
sliced.
Those are thin slices.
Yeah.
Those will melt on your tongue, baby.
But he just holds the plate up and hoovers them off. No germs.
I mean, when they're that thin, you could just like lick them like stamps.
It's like a fucking Christ cracker they put in your mouth at communion.
Yeah, we see Schlockley. I'm in my brain. I'm mixing the brewery Schlafly with Shockley.
I can see that.
So maybe I'll just say Ben.
It's totally a St. Louis thing.
We see Ben hitting a little Jack Daniels little shooter in the back of a cab. Gives his cabbie
you'll see him hit a woman later.
He gives this cabbie some shit for trying to make conversation. Cut it with that tourist crap.
Yeah.
Asshole.
All right. He very quickly gets to
I don't know. He's a hungover. He's trying to drink it off. I get it. To just be like, can you just shut up for
You don't have to be
drive.
that blunt. You could just be like, I've been here before, man. Just,
Or just fake being deaf.
Is that what you do?
Let's move on with the plot.
I'd love a demonstration.
Kron, you just got to put your earbuds in, dude.
All right. He gets to Vegas PD pretty quick. He gets unnecessary shit from this watchman who's like, I ain't got no feller named Gus Malley.
See, this is the kind of person I always run into when I'm drunk and hungover. Some guy that's just wanting to have fun.
This is the type of guy that I always get at like a hardware store when I'm like, I need a 3-inch like hex drive. What size hex? Like, just fucking show me where you need a drive shaft on that, or countersink. Just fucking, where are the screws?
I don't think this guy's hair is in regulation.
It's 77, dude.
Fuck, I guess you're right.
Yeah, he goes on and on. I got this guy. I ain't got no fella named Gus Malley. Ben's like, fuck, somebody fucked up. God damn it. He goes to leave, and then this watchman's like, hey, buddy. What I said was I ain't got no fella named Gus Malley. Now, I got an Augustina Malley locked up over in ladies. Uh-oh. This can be a chick, dudes.
Here we go.
We get to the cell, and this prisoner, Malley, she's playing sick. She utilized an old army trick where she ashed a bunch of cigarettes. What the fuck is going on? Schedule is all fucked up. She ashes a bunch of cigarettes into some coffee, downs that, presumably pukes it to make it seem like she's sick. Ben calls us out as a, old army trick. She's playing coy. He asks about her history. They say, like, she was a hooker. Malley starts kind of like talking shit to him, tries to get tough. But like Dan said, he just straight up fucking backhands her. And then gives her this speech about like, hey, you play nice or you get the cuffs. You talk dirty, I'll gag you. If you run, I'll shoot you. All right? Play nice, I'll play nice.
Do you know who I am?
Malley starts screaming that she's in danger. All right? She starts going on about how they are going to kill her. Ben, to his credit, he kind of entertains this for a second. He's like, who are they? Who are you talking about? But she withholds details. She says, I can't tell you who they are, but what I can tell you is that we're not going to fucking make it, all right? People are after us, and there's a fucking line on us, okay? 50-1 odds. Shockingly not convinced.
50-1? Put $2 down?
Yeah, you
win
gotta
100?
play that. You gotta play it.
I don't understand this. Is it the horse or is it the girl?
They're betting on if this lady is going to make it to Phoenix to the courtroom.
Yeah, but how?
It's under the guise that it is a horse.
Okay.
So it's...
But who set that up?
This is like secret. This is like next level betting.
This is for the real gamblers,
yes.
Dan. I think the mob set it up.
But it's like front and center.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's got its
post
own... It does have its own column.
There's no other horses in that race, and the odds are still 50-1.
And I think later they mention that it's in like the 10th race.
Yeah.
And the inside info is that there is no 10th race. So maybe that adds to it's double secret probation gambling. Doesn't matter. She loses her shit at him. Shockley, you big prick. And then this weird like turnaround and blink thing from Clint. It's weird, but I love it. He's walking out with that shitty guard, and he tells Ben about like her history as a hooker. She's kind of aging out because the new thing now is the schoolgirl look, but she was pretty high profile. Ben says, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give her a 2. That's
Nobody
only
makes me blink. How dare you?
He was dicking this chick in real life.
Who,
Yeah.
Clint?
Yeah.
Well,
She aborted 2 of his children.
What?
That's a down-ass bitch right there.
hey man, if you're eating healthy, not drinking, not smoking, you gotta have a vice, dude.
It's
Yeah.
77. He was eating and smoking and porking.
I think he was doing the eating, she was doing the smoking, if you know what I mean.
They're both doing the porking.
I mean, fuck, I'd date her.
She's a cutie. I like her.
Hot. And she's good. She's an incredible actress in this.
She
She's-
acts Clint Eastwood,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
I mean, I think Clint has pulled down some chicks in his day. So
Yeah.
It's just a name.
Now, while this paperwork is getting finished, because he can't immediately just take her, which is a bummer. They're finalizing paperwork. So he goes to a bar and he meets a waitress that is got some inside information about how she will never get on an airplane, not after all the pilots that she's dated. You can't trust these people. You never met these guys. You don't know what they're doing, getting fucking drunk. Right? Seems
She's
a
not
little
wrong.
little targeted at the guy who's supposed to uphold the law and, you know, constantly hammered.
I think this chick's whole spiel is really good.
Yeah.
Like she's not in a ton of this movie, but this scene,
Yeah.
she really
It's a-
pops in it.
She
It
mentions
sounds like right now she would have like a mud flood fucking page or something.
Oh, I
yeah,
wish, dude.
she'd definitely be in. She'd be telling her customers about like mud flood. Oh, you fellas from New York? How's that
Yeah,
mud flood going?
Oh, you don't know what that is?
Those underground doors. Mudflood guy's kind of gone silent lately. I think they found him, dude.
That or he's working a big case.
Oh, I hope, dude. I hope there's a 10-part. I've looked into that guy a little too much, I think. I found like his website and shit.
I'm
So-
surprised you haven't invited him on the show.
Oh, you guys want him to come on?
If you got a guest, you got a guest, Kron. We can't help that.
Yeah, so as Ben's trying to be kind of polite and walk away from her, and she keeps going on about like, just imagine it, getting on some airplane and it crashes, and the next thing you know, somebody's dachshund is nipping at your pancreas. I wanted to get that in for you, Kron. I did write that down. I thought
It's
that
good
was good.
stuff.
So Shockley, God damn it, Shockley goes to the bar, and he notices, I forget what it exactly says, like Mally something 50-1.
Mhm.
And he asks about it. Oh, it's Mally no-show. And as he's talking to the guy, it changes from 50-1, 60-1. What the fuck? Outside at a fucking phone booth, Ben calls a bookies, finds out it's been 10 minutes, but it's already 70-1. Now, whatever this is enough to kind of give him a little concerned. So when he goes to check in with Mally, he's got a set of paramedics and an ambulance there that are going to help him transport to the airport. But he fucking calls an audible. He says, what I want is a rental car, have it parked on our route to the airport. I don't care what the fuck it is, just have them leave the keys. So one of the paramedics goes and sets that up for him. One of these paramedics tells him it's already up to 75-1. Gus tells.
How do they know? How do they know the lines? Like,
They're Vegas paramedics, dude. They
yeah, but is there
This-
some place in the hospital where they're updating the?
could be. Dispatch could be keeping track, you know. How many of these guys are gamblers too?
It's all over the place there, Kron. Like sports scores are, you walk the street, you'll see them everywhere.
All right. So Ben says to Mally, if what you're saying is true, somebody is betting on me not being able to do my job well, they're full of shit. Mally still doesn't want to go, but she's got to be gagged and strapped onto a gurney, then loaded into the ambulance. This driver takes him to their rental car on the route. Like Mally's just like fighting and yelling at him. You big man, you big 45 caliber fruit. Ben throws some gas. I think it's just oxygen, but he,
Here, sniff this.
yeah. Calm the fuck down. So they get to the car that was waiting for him. Ben tells the medic to get out, check, make sure the keys are in the car. I'll get her ready. Boom. Car bomb. Car explodes. Fucking Clint does not hesitate. He hops in the driver's seat. He fucking takes off. He starts handing his gun to Mally. Like, here, take this. If anybody fucking comes up behind us, start shooting at him. She's kind of reluctant at first. Doesn't take long. We see that there's like this black sedan following him. She does take the gun, but then she thinks she's wise by like pointing it at him for a second. But then the car behind him starts shooting at him. I think she's like, what is that? And he's like, they're fucking shooting at us. Shoot at him. Only takes her 3 shots. Incredibly, she manages to hit this driver. This dude does the stereotypical 70s thing of driving through a construction site, like over a hump and into a ditch.
A bridge.
Yeah.
I think
that they built just for this movie.
Yeah, it looks good though. I appreciated it. I think there's a part too when she first puts the gun up to him where he's like, I'm going 50 miles an hour till you pull that trigger. I'm heading to the airport. Yeah. Like, such a good little like Clint Eastwood fucking line in there.
Calling her bluff, man.
Mm-hmm.
And in 77, 50 miles is fast.
Yeah, that thing was floored.
Yeah. Yeah, you only had 3 gears. All right, so after this car is taken care of, Mally again pulls the gun on Shockley, and he starts wrestling it away. And this is the first time we get this like action cam that's like real low, and it's their way of like trying to make it kinetic. So Clint's fighting her off with the gun. You're shaking your head like I'm thinking you don't think it's that bad.
I think it works like 50% of the time. I think when we get to like the train, like
it's a little much.
Yeah. I don't think it works there, but there's some good shot. I think there's some good camera work here.
Yeah. All right, so they're fighting back and forth. He finally kind of gets the gun away from her. He pushes her off while he's trying to correct. This throws her into the passenger door. It opens. Her fucking medical gown starts like flying up. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Her little tuchus is hanging out while she's hanging out the side of this fucking ambulance.
Hey, Clint, bump it up to 60, dude.
Yeah. Well, he tries to correct, kind of goes over correct because he's going in and out of like oncoming traffic. He does get in the proper lane, goes too far, heading towards his telephone pole. She almost gets hereditary, but he gets her back in just in time.
It looks good.
Yeah. So Ben decides we got to nix the airport. All right. Mally says, 3 blocks up, make a left, whatever. Taking him to her house. When they get there, Ben calls Blakelock. He's got a report. He's got some heat. Ben asks for a few Vegas PD cops. 2 cars to come to her house, pick them up, use one as a diversion, the other transport to the airport. Blakelock takes the address, tells them to wait. I think he says something like, what the hell else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, he's still like full on following protocol right now.
Yeah. He has no reason not to trust the people he should trust. So during this after this phone call, Mally starts acting all sort of grateful. She comes up, she tries to seduce him. She talks about how she loves big, strong hands. His hands especially. He's kind of into it for a little bit. They lay on the bed. She's on top of him. She's running her hands up and down. We kind of see her.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going?
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Slay's the hand freak.
Okay.
And
I think we can all agree that's weird.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was going to say, you're going to be upset at that, right?
This is gross, huh?
Nate Hands, everybody. How you doing, buddy?
Never better. How are you?
I'm okay.
I got 75 to 1 odds.
On what?
That what?
That this
Tyson fight?
This podcast will...
Don't say it. Don't say it.
How you been?
Not get X amount of downloads.
You're gonna be.
Oh, great. So another person telling us that we should stop. Okay,
This thing
cool.
is gonna print money. You guys want me to put some of your cash in?
Nope. I shouldn't bet against myself. I put a lot of hard work into this, man.
Nate, where the hell you been, man?
Yeah.
Oh golly, the Payless went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
I thought after we got through COVID and I never wore my mask that, the store was going to be on the up and up, but people didn't like it.
Online sales are through the roof, man.
Yeah, that fell through. I kind of just drifted in the desert for a while.
Hey, you've been arrested a few times.
Well, and
Yeah.
you weren't legally allowed to have internet access, right? So you couldn't do like a Shopify thing.
I'm still not allowed to have it, no.
Well, thanks for risking your life to join us here tonight.
I would think all of those servers that you had dedicated to your like online thing.
Yeah, to the Feet Finder.
Yeah, you could have, rented that space out to, some iCloud IT company or whatever. You had the hardware.
Yeah, I gave it away because it's more about the love than anything.
So, do you like hands like massaging feet?
Well, I like half. I like half of the equation.
So you want your feet massaged by other feet.
Oh, of course. You don't?
Wait, are you massaging your left foot with your right foot right now?
You can't see what's happening down here.
I think I would take hands over feet.
I just realized that we put ourselves in a internet paradox. Sorry.
I hope the whole thing doesn't fold in on itself, huh?
That's all right. This is a thin premise.
5DR is the Matrix, so I don't know.
All right, we see you just wandering around, huh?
Just wondering, just walking through the desert, seeing what's out there.
Wherever the gods take you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be hot on your feet.
I think I'm going to vote RFK. How about you?
I think
How
that
did you
was
decide that?
I think that went without saying. Honestly,
Just look at him. He's got a voice you could just melt into, huh?
are you allowed to vote?
Well, I got a guy. I got a guy who votes for me.
You're not scared to put a Kennedy back in office?
No, I think we should mix it up.
I think that's a curse.
Let's get him on the parade routes. See what happens.
Just keep him away from Dallas.
No, put him in. That's where he should accept.
Right on the
Accept
street.
anyone. Mhm.
He accepts the nomination where his family member was shot.
Yeah, it's like, well, out of the ashes, the phoenix must rise.
That's like how I always thought the World Trade Center should have just been rebuilt. It shouldn't have been a Freedom Tower. Should have just been the World Trade Center again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
It's kind of like toenails. You cut them, they come back.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
true.
Were you alive for 9/11 or?
Yes, of course I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how old
I
you
mean,
are.
there are times where he comes in and he looks 65, and then there's times where he looks 25. So I get it.
I was in Afghanistan at that time.
Whoa, you were in the army?
I wouldn't say that. This is a great group of let's call them freedom fighters.
Freedom
Was
fighters.
the army fighting you?
Well, they weren't at the time because they had no business to be there yet.
Well, is this when you were working for Shredder, when you were part of the Foot Clan?
Yeah, that's correct.
I might have fell for that.
We were
Yeah,
trying
I
to
came through it.
we were trying to build skate parks over there, and they kept sinking into the sand.
Oh, you're trying to win hearts and minds, huh?
Well, we were just trying to get the kids, with skate parks and cigarettes.
instead of heroin.
I didn't get along with Bebop at all.
But Rocksteady, solid guy.
Me and Rock were.
That's probably what it was. Bebop didn't like you getting in between.
We talked about Rock and Hands would be the next. We were going to get rid of Bebop.
And you were letting him have first bill. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I thought he deserved it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm the new guy.
Yep. I mean, for generations, we have referred to them as Bebop and Rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
Just once, Rock should have been first.
Mm-hmm. Rock and Hands.
Nate, you got any other thoughts on the Gauntlet? The Gauntlet
No.
also kind of imply like a gauntlet's a thing somebody wears on their forearms, so that maybe that's probably like a turnoff for you.
We used to do a
Too close to
gauntlet
the
where
hands.
you had to run through flappy feet that were just kicking and kicking and kicking.
Are they real people's feet?
Yeah. I got into some stuff.
Not
Damn.
like
You know,
just a bunch of
We
diving
did.
flippers.
we did an episode on seconds like a few weeks back where they were stomping on grapes, and I'm
Yeah,
really
it's already
surprised you
did-
didn't show up.
At that point, I felt like the ep was probably already going to go long.
I thank you for your consideration.
Why belabor?
It was our shortest episode ever. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I love you.
Love you.
Love you, Nate.
Kisses.
God, what a freak.
I hope he puts a good word in for us with Rocksteady.
Hates hands, huh? So he hates his last name.
Well, it's just a lot. I mean, there's people out there named Butts and stuff.
Yeah,
you
he was
know?
born into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is America. You have the right to change your name at any time.
Dick
Well.
Buttkiss was a boob man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, while Mally's trying to act all grateful and seduce,
He
been
was
smart
a brown
enough.
noser. That's what that meant.
See, you're saying he has to do what his last name says he does. That's not fair.
Am I being a namist right now?
Yeah.
Kind of, dude.
This fucking country, man.
Been smart enough to realize that she was trying to go for his gun again.
Put me back in 77, please.
Yeah. But he's able to stop her. He's able to Glock block her. She gets all pissed.
It's a good one.
She gets up, goes to the bathroom. Schlockley decides, I need to call and make reservations for the next Air West flight out of Vegas to Phoenix. And this is back in the day when you could call the airport and apparently get a ticket for the next flight out.
Yeah, he's like
Incredible.
two for the next flight to Phoenix. The name is Smith.
Smith.
Goodbye. This is the whole conversation.
You're not going to make me take my fucking shoes off whenever
Yep.
I come there.
While he's on the phone, we see that some cop cars have showed up. Ben gives a thumbs up out the window. But it's not just 2 cop cars. More cop cars. More cop. There's a dozen fucking cop cars. There's like 60 cops. They surround this place. One of these cops gets on the fucking bullhorn. We have the house surrounded. Come out with your hands up. Schlockley tries to warn Mally, but she's locked herself in the bathroom. When she doesn't respond, he shoots the lock off the door.
He could have kicked that door in.
He
right?
could have,
That-
100%.
It looks like it's one sheet of particle board.
We know that there are 60 cops there because there's a for every fucking cop that shows up. It just keeps going.
We're going to get to the scene that just keeps going here momentarily.
I mean,
So
it's 60 cops. I think each one of them fires 1,000 bullets. So
yeah, we see them reload multiple times. All right, so when he shoots his lock off, that triggers a cop outside. Hey, Cap, they're shooting at us. The police open fucking fire. And I mean open fire. I mean a Predator level of rounds go into this house. All the windows are destroyed. The walls are turned into Swiss cheese. The fucking front porch collapses. Ben crawls around in the bathroom. He doesn't see Mally anywhere. Sees her fucking, prison gown and her kids sitting there. And they just keep firing. It's 2 straight minutes. I fucking timestamped it. It's 2 minutes.
Some things never change, huh?
What?
God damn, the 70s were great.
Cops just roll up and fire this many rounds on a, I don't know, suspicious person call or something.
Well, yeah. If you
That's
fire
a
at a cop
disturbance.
once, they are legally allowed to fire back 1,000 times.
Or even if they think they hear a gunshot.
So he's doing his best to take cover behind like the tub, the toilet, and the bidet. The sink above him's just getting fucking cheddared constantly. He does notice that this
It is a whorehouse. I guess they do have a bidet, huh?
yeah.
Or a cat house. I'm sorry.
She's a classy woman, dude. She's got her bachelor's degree.
Are we not allowed to say whorehouse anymore?
I think it's fine.
Okay, we'll go with whorehouse.
It's the tone, right?
Whorehouse. Yeah. Still bad, right?
I
Well, this
mean,
is a fancy whorehouse you have. Like, if you're positive with it.
Wow, what a great whorehouse.
What a fantastic whorehouse you've set up here. You know, if you're like, you live in a fucking whorehouse, that's wrong.
I'm
don't-
2 houses down from the whorehouse.
Yeah. Can't do that.
I think we did this on the show once before.
Well, I think so. We're probably with any a multitude of, once derogatory terms. We will allow Nate Hands to come on here, but God forbid one of us mistakenly says something that's outdated.
It's a slut barn.
Yeah, despite our, open progressive politics.
Yeah, it's a sex worker shed.
Yeah. 6 people listen to the show and we're terrified of getting canceled. All right.
Please cancel
He
us.
does notice.
Season 3, we're saying what we want, okay? A lot of whores in these buildings.
Yeah,
and
well,
we're gonna
we'll
call it
start
like we see
season
it.
3 once we get our true social account. All right. This cabinet that he's in front of is a fucking false door. He opens this thing up. He realizes it takes you down into the crawl space. From the crawl space, he sees this tunnel. So he takes off. The cops are still firing, man.
You guys ever found a secret tunnel?
I found a secret garden.
Secret Garden 5-star banger, Bones? Yeah.
There's a part in that movie that I will remember forever. And it's when there's 2 parts. The way that the kid, like the sickly kid, yells about the spores when she tries to open the window. No, the spores. And then, as the movie progresses and they start taking him outside and they're like wheeling him around in his wheelchair and stuff, they have this fun night where they're like around a fire. And he's like, when I'm older, I want to do experiments. And there's this little part where he's got it's like these little twigs and he bunches them up into a little ball and he starts like bouncing them back and forth and they start doing like this phony ritual thing of like ooh badu wadu wa ooh badu. Yeah.
Is the Secret Garden really just Blair Witch?
Nah.
Okay.
It's a story about finding yourself while being in a situation you'd rather not be in.
It's been so... I was a kid, I think, when I seen that movie.
Yeah. My sister watched the shit out of that movie. And that was one of those, like, in the era, I mean, they still do it now, but where HBO would just show it constantly.
Every other movie.
Yeah. Has a really
Have you ever seen The
uncomfortable
Secret Garden?
opening.
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
Okay.
Hmm.
It opens where she's like fascinated. Oh, no, I might be mixing it up with Little Princess. Which is the one where she keeps telling the stories about like the girl in the tower and the guy coming to get her, and it looks like Tarsum shot it.
Yeah.
It looks like The Cell. Is that Secret Garden or Little Princess?
I think that's Little Princess.
Okay. Alfonso Cuarón, Little Princess. Fucking dark movie, dude. God damn. That's a Niagara Falls one right there. And the dad shows up. He's all fucking shell shocked and shit. Can't remember his own daughter. She's like, Papa, Papa. And then he remembers at the end. And then they also adopt the other girl, the girl from Jurassic Park Lost World. Oh. Crushing.
There's a father who was shell shocked in the war as well and had a little boy. He might have been made out of wood, though.
Huh.
He wasn't in the war, dude.
All right, this house fucking collapses. It's incredible. The fact that they just shot a sequence where thousands of rounds go into this house. Now, it does look like this is a part of Vegas where they probably just quickly built this house.
Yeah, there's a lot of open land out there.
It has like new subdivision vibes most of the movie. All right, so he makes his way out of the tunnel and he sees that Gus is sitting there waiting. She's like got a new sexy outfit. She's smoking a cigarette. I heard the shooting. What happened? I damn near got cut to ribbons. That's what happened. Mally and Ben, they take off. They come across a cop car. This cop's sitting outside of a burger joint. Ben holds the fucking cop at gunpoint. Hijacks the car. Orders him to drive him south. A little back and forth. This cop doesn't believe that Ben's a cop. Ben wants to know about who the fuck called this thing in. And then the cop's like, oh, damn, you're that dude that was holed up in the whorehouse. Or they said there was like a report of like 4 guys shooting at the cop. He's like, that ain't the fucking way it happened. Back and forth here. We're going to refer to this cop as the constable because I just think that's fucking funny.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what they call him.
Yeah, but I just think I first see it because it's like on his shoulder. And at first I was like, is that just like an outdated uniform that they had? And then later in the movie they refer like, you killed that constable.
He was probably a constable on the Metro squad, so.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a little further He would pretend to be a constable out on the streets.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference? I feel like constable, you should have a horse, right?
Is constable just a sheriff?
How's it different than an English Bobby? So is English Bobby Metro and a constable is a English sheriff?
I don't know where he stood in that movie. I mean,
how do bail bonds work in the UK?
You've got to see Big Ben. The Quine. The Quine.
I got not an argument, but I can't stand the royal family stuff.
No, we fought a whole fucking war to not have to deal with them.
Yeah,
and now
I hope they all die.
Yeah,
I just feel bad for the citizens of the UK that pay taxes and shit for this to still be a thing. But a lady at work, it was her birthday, and another lady got her the Queen's tea because she likes tea. And I was like, this is still a thing? Why is this still a thing? And she's like, oh, somebody just likes to regurgitate information they've seen on TikTok. And I was just like, what?
What
does that even mean?
Yeah, mudfloods.
Slammed you, dude.
Well, my response was, let me bring you my history degree before TikTok. And she was like, shut up. But I was just like, what? I was like, I don't even have TikTok.
Dan, you should start telling them about the mud flood every day.
No, I should not. Because then they'll get into it and I'll have to listen to it.
You already listened to it.
Yeah. Would you rather listen about mud flood or how good the Queen's tea is?
Well, I go over later in the morning because they buy a shit ton of donuts. And I'm like, all right, go get me a donut. So I said, who bought these donuts? And they were like, such and such, the lady that I talked to. And I was like, God save the Queen. And she just gave me the dirtiest look. But I still ate the donut.
That's the Dan I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, some more back and forth with Ben and his constable. And the constable's like, hey,
fuck the queen.
I don't know what's going on with this whole thing, but given the fact that that number of cops showed up, given what this lady may know, I don't know. It could be an MOB situation. Ben
Mob
turns
deep, baby.
fucking Mally like, what the fuck? And she's like, I don't know. Could be. Could be. They stop at a payphone. Ben once again reports into Blakelock. Before Blakelock answers, though, we see that he's listening to some sort of deposition. Something about some guy saying that there's only one witness who can back up a story. Blakelock's pretty annoyed for some reason when he answers the phone. He doesn't buy this mob story despite Ben saying like, hey, I've almost died 3 times now. Ben still requests an escort. He wants a bunch of cops, Phoenix cops, Arizona cops to meet them on the border.
Like, didn't you just leave a whorehouse?
Nicer.
How are you not
Say
full
it
of
nicer.
bullets? God damn it, I gotta do another thing now?
All right, so Ben and company, they hop in the car and they head back down, or they start continuing on their way to the border. And we also see Blakelock make another quick, sweaty phone call. Now, during the drive to the border, the constable does all he can to disrespect Mally. All right, he just wants to talk dirty about her job. And to her credit, Mally plays this fucking cool. He goes on about like, you ever make it with a woman? Man, I'd love to watch you make it with a woman. How'd you get into this? Blah, blah, blah. And Ben's kind of getting frustrated. Like, he's flustered by this.
Yeah, this guy, it feels like at one point he's like, oh, do you like when those strong men hold you? It seems like, what are you getting at here, dude?
Yeah. And he's like, you guys remember Roscoe P. Coltrane from Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah, vaguely.
Anus, you dummy. Come on, Flash. You never watched that on TNN?
Maybe not.
That must be from your generation, dude.
Yeah, you're much younger than us. All right. Again, Mally really cool on this. She mentions that, hey, I might be a hooker, but I'm educated. I actually do have a bachelor's degree. And then she fucking reverse psychologies this dude. Starts going on about like, you know what? I always thought being a hooker was kind of like being a cop, right? Like, I just did other people's biddings, basically. Goes back and forth, starts like cutting this dude. And then gets up in his ear and she's like, does your wife know you masturbate? Now, God damn it, this pisses this guy off. He fucking goes nuts, starts swinging around in traffic. Ben's got to pistol whip him a few times.
You thought he was pissed? I thought he busted.
Yeah. All right, they correct. Now, Mally, the thinker that she is, she asked Shockley, hey.
I guess she couldn't really say that in like 2024, huh?
But yeah, fucking we do it together on fucking OnlyFans. Check out our page.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have conflicting schedules, and seeing as I have to work 2 full-time jobs in this economy to afford this 2-bedroom rental that we have.
I don't turn my body cam on.
Until my viewership gets over to 200.
Yeah, we both wear body cams in the bedroom.
Only wear it when I get home.
Well, if you both have your body cams on during missionary, it's just footage of 2 cameras rubbing up against each other, right?
Yeah, you kind of see them go back and forth.
Who does a missionary?
You got to do... Oh, okay.
Come on, dude.
Jesus Christ.
It's one of several positions.
Not even in the fucking book anymore.
You know...
Because it's assumed.
I mean, the position lines up the genitals nicely. I don't know what the...
There's no positions for me. I don't have sex.
That's a bummer.
I make love.
Dane's in there with his ankles behind his head. Telling me how boring missionary is.
Amazon style.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you got the meat for it, more power to you.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I do.
Of course.
I'm just good.
Who
at
am I to
stretching.
doubt?
Got some lower back pain, but you know,
You
I'm
gotta.
all right.
You gotta put a fucking pillow under your hips, dude.
No pain has ever stopped me from sex.
All right. Gus asked Ben, who is it
I'll die in that bedroom, dude.
who is
I
that
don't
that you
care.
talked to? Was it the same person that you talked to the first time? Didn't you tell this guy that you were set up? Like, what's going on here?
You
And then
just
she-
went through 2 rounds of chemo, Kron. I don't care, baby.
Bring her in.
Where's she at?
She does have to remind him here. I really do have a college degree to reinforce. I am smart.
Yeah, do you guys buy that she was a hooker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like the type. I don't know.
I buy it. I buy it as I can make a lot of money doing this. I'm comfortable with myself, and that's what she did. She managed to, save up $5,000.
Kron, how much was 5K in 77?
I can look it up.
That was a giant firework here.
All right. Ben is convinced they need to play it safe. So instead of going directly to the border, what he does is he orders the constable to drop them off a little bit ahead of the border, send the constable on. They take off on foot to catch him because Ben's like, I want to get there because if it is good guys, I don't want him fucking telling him that we're bad, right? Like, we want to be there for the meet. So they take off.
Dan, 5K in 1977 is just shy of $26,000 today.
Holy shit.
Oh, they're definitely
Wow.
going to be able to buy a house
Land.
by the canyon.
Well, she also put it on the bet, so
That's what I mean.
she's gonna.
She put it on the
100X.
100 to 1, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say all smart moves by Benjamin here so far.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like-
He called back into the.
Well, yeah, I guess that's his one flaw.
He calls in, but he is still trying to say, like, hey, somebody intercepted this. Like,
Mhm.
he has no reason not to trust that guy. But her pointing out to him, like, why would you call that guy again?
Yeah, well, just like you called that guy before, then things got fucked up. Like, she's not necessarily saying it's him, but it's like, it could be. I mean,
Yes.
and we're just going to drive right to the people who he sent.
Yeah. And a part of intelligence is learning from your mistakes or being able to acknowledge that, like, oh, maybe that was the wrong call. Like,
Wait,
Getting-
that's what that's about?
it's a part of it. There's multi things. There's a lot of things. So don't
I'm
get
not-
tight on that.
I'm not fucking fucking
You're,
wrong.
you're smart in your way.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not wrong about being smart. I'm not wrong about being right, okay?
No, smart people always know that they're smart.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm sorry for raising my voice.
That's okay. Kron, you gave him his Adderall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
And I cut up a bunch of. I just cut up a bunch of pills and tell him that's Adderall.
Okay. Did you put it in his apple slices?
Yeah.
What would you
Gotta
say?
have my Happy Meal.
Eh.
He said they only work when they're delivered like a suppository, though.
Okay, well, if you're doing it, I got to take your word on it, but he seems a little...
We're out of rubber gloves.
You hit him. You hit all the rubber gloves. You said it's too impersonal.
I'm starting to think he's faking this whole mental disorder just to get a Kron finger. You're just using a finger, right?
Yeah. I'm not taping apple slices to my dick if that's what you're worried about.
I was going to say, it's weird when he says to the knuckle, please.
Well, I was going to ask you if taping a apple slice to your dick hurts, but you've gone on record that you will fuck through the pain.
Yeah, I don't care.
Fuck the pain away.
All right, this constable pulls up to the border.
We do missionary, though. I don't know why Dan said all that stuff. We do that. It's not boring.
Well, you want to do missionary because you say you like to see my dick.
But how can he? It's rubbing up on his belly.
That might be an insult to Kron about his belly.
No,
I think that's just how the bodies would line up.
Yeah.
Your dick's not big enough.
Ouch.
What do you mean? Mine is inside you at that point.
Yeah. If he's blasting you in the ass and you're saying your dick's not big enough, how big is your hole, bro?
Dan, in this scenario, I've taped apple slices all across my penis, and you and I are having sex missionary style.
He said doggy.
Well, I mean,
I think I'm the sexiest dog you've seen.
Favorites are going to come through.
I'm drinking 7% Voodoo Rangers tonight, so yeah,
I can't help. Yeah, that I guess even unless you're like perpendicular, like back up, you've got the hip hinge and you're able to do a 90 and get some deep thrusts. Otherwise, if you are chest to chest, your ball sack's gonna be rolling through his fucking pubis like tank tracks rolling over bodies in Normandy, like just the grind.
I like to sit on him while he's Indian style so I can kiss him.
Well, I assumed there was kissing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please make sure to subscribe and rate us a 5-star if you like what you're hearing.
This is the stupidest podcast ever.
I'm happy to know that this would never get back to Clint Eastwood, right? He will never listen to this.
God, I hope so.
Even if he throws it on, he's not making it this far.
Yeah.
So.
The thing he's going to be mad at is me saying he eats steak. He's like, I'm organic.
Mm-hmm.
You can eat an organic steak.
I don't think he's a redneck.
Every once in a while. You might be right. You might be right.
If he was red meat, dude, he'd already been dead.
I don't know. You get those fucking old dudes that are like, I eat a pound of bacon and smoke a pack of cigarettes every morning. God,
I'm so jealous.
Mm-hmm.
It's genetics, dude.
That's what I do on the
We
bud
didn't get
strips.
it. We didn't get it.
Should we try?
No. I got 20 years left and I'm done.
20?
Yeah, if that.
Must be that vegetarian diet. Shit, I got like 10.
If you make it past the 20, you should start smoking again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when are you going to start smoking? Like 60 or 55?
What? I don't know. Just when you retire.
Whenever I start pulling Social Security,
70?
I'm gonna be playing the lottery, getting scratchers anyway,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm entitled to that money. We're so fucking close to a piss break. Let's get through this, okay? Constable pulls up to the meet. How y'all doing? These fucking guys just fire on his car. this is like another 25-second.
They fucking kill that guy.
He's fucking toast. Ben
None
and
of them-
Mally,
none
they
of them
see this.
check.
What?
None of them check. They should at least have a guy walk up to the car and look in the back.
There were 850 rounds into that car.
Well, there were 10,000 into the house, and he managed to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I see both sides. Ben and Mally, they watch from the shadows as the murderers convoy away, and we convoy to a piss break. Hello and welcome back to 5 Day Rentals. If you've made it this far into the podcast, I assumed you have been let go from your job after that last 10-minute bit. But it's important for people to get their medicine, people.
I want to apologize for saying Indian style. I should have said crisscross applesauce. That's the only thing I'm saying fucking sorry for.
Mm-hmm.
In all actuality, Dan, you were an incredible sport there.
Thank you.
Guys, it's time.
So was I.
You had the fun part.
I mean, if he's fucking me like that, he's like down, like hugging me, making love to me.
Yeah, but
when I said he wanted to look at my dick, he could be just up.
Well, yeah,
legs.
but I feel like if you say it's missionary, then I'm like, probably my legs are back too, and I'm kind of like laying on you.
So this isn't like a phantasm thing. Well, it is a phantasm thing because
But
we all know
you
that
could
it's a
also
man.
you could have a pillow under your hips, Dan, and Kron, you could have your knees forward.
And if you're not going to appreciate it, I'm not going to take the time to hang all those fucking silver balls all over the room.
Well, last time it was the mirror, and it was pretty hot. Anyway, Bones, what?
The whole reason you guys started doing this is because Dan hid the gloves and you only had condoms left. You could put the condoms on your finger. Just saying.
Shit.
Condoms aren't only for dicks and turds.
That should be a t-shirt.
Guys, you want to do a hustler card?
Oh, please.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm already horned up.
this week's episode, I have selected Crystal.
Whoa. You
Hey,
can
girl.
see a lot of crystal in that
A
photo.
lot of Crystal in this one. This gives me Woman of the Night vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see
Like
what we
those
got here.
stockings.
Crystal, dimensions 34, 22, 32. 5'4", 113 pounds, born 1970.
Yeah.
She was
That
a
means-
hustler
damn, she-
layout.
If she had $5,000, she'd have almost 22,000. It'd be like 27,000.
Damn. April 1988 was her hustler layout.
Good year.
Yeah, she just made it. She set out a goal and achieved it really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her. I like sex to be intense. I want my man to beg for mercy, giggles Crystal. She told us that she even had to buy a wrought iron headboard because of her concern about breaking the bed in half.
Whoa.
Holy
Wait,
shit.
Just the headboard's wrought iron? Is the frame still wood? That's not going to solve your problem, is all I'm saying.
No, and I feel like the heavier the headboard, that's just more of a knock.
Yeah. It's just going to put uneven weight on the frame.
Yeah.
But they did make them better in 77. They're built to last.
That's an excellent point, Daniel. They, we went quality over profit back in the day.
Yeah.
You guys ready for the back of the card? She got some Madonna-style gloves there.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Face that
nice.
says, "Oh, do I?" Yeah, I do.
Jeez.
And that was your 5DR Hustler Card Minute. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. The Gauntlet 1977, when we left off, that poor, bad-mouthed, masturbating constable had just been chewed to shreds by somebody that we thought was Phoenix PD. What the hell is going on? See that Mally and Shockley, they had to rough it out in the desert for the night. They're around a campfire. Ben downs his last of his liquor. Yeah.
Did he bring the liquor in there with him, or did he find a bottle of booze in the cave?
I think he's had it with him the whole time.
Okay. I mean, I could see if the dude's an alcoholic, like you probably got a bottle with you, you know?
Yeah.
But the way it's shot, because they're talking, and then he kind of goes to set up on a ledge, and you see him, like, just pick it up, and it's like, is just fucking cave liquor hanging around?
Yeah.
The question is, are you drinking cave liquor?
I'm not an alcoholic.
I've had liquor in a cave before, but I mean, we brought it. We didn't, like, find a bottle.
I had wine in a cave on my wedding night, listening to Rachel's cousin sing the blues.
I guess that's why they call it the blues. What were you saying?
I did toss salad and scrambled eggs.
That's better. The Frasier. They're coming again. Scrambled eggs all over my face.
What is a boy to do?
One hand in my pocket.
All right. This isn't very chill at first. Gus and Ben, they start sparring insults, Mally's like, hey, man, I'm the one who fucking told you about all this shit. But Ben, he fucking slaps her. But Mally's not taking it this time. She kicks him in the balls, dude.
Hell
Oof.
Yeah.
She lays some low blows, all right? She's like, you're not a guy that gets the job done, all right? They picked you because you fucking suck. And they wanted this to be easy. They wanted us to be an easy target, all right? Somebody's got it out for us. He's like licking his wounds, holding his balls. She says, I'm a counter puncher, Shockley. If you can't last the 12 rounds, then stay out of the ring.
Burn.
The next morning, Ben's got himself some paperwork that he's looking through. He asks a very groggy Gus about an Angelo DeLuca. Who is that? What is this case? Angelo DeLuca versus State of Arizona. Mally admits he must be small-time mob. All right. Now Ben is starting to see there must be some sort of link between Phoenix PD and the Vegas mob. Now, it doesn't seem like Vegas PD is in on this whole thing. They're just getting the wrong information. So Blake Locke called in to Vegas PD, hey, there's 4 guys in this whorehouse, locked up, fully armed. That was why they responded the way that they did. But the cars pulling up and meeting at the border, that must have been Phoenix PD that did that murder. It's probably the mob in Vegas that set up the car bomb.
Yeah.
Right.
And the bet.
Yes, and the bet. Which, if you're going to do the bet, I almost feel like you needed other people to be coming after them, right? You needed like small timer.
Like degenerate gamblers and shit?
Yeah, like bounty hunter
good,
type
yeah.
guys, like a Smoking Aces situation where this is all out there. There's more people.
Yeah, the thing I kept thinking about was like, the whole premise of the Warriors. Like there's a hit out on them and they got to fight their way back to Coney or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're getting into scraps like every, 5 minutes in that thing.
There could have been a cool thing with some degenerate gamblers that showed up and it was like a crew of 6 guys and they were like, we got the money on we're betting on you. We're playing the 75-1. We've put down $10K and we're going to try to help you get through this.
Yeah, it'd be a little skirmish between like another group that's coming to fuck them up.
Yeah, like it's in these guys' interest to keep them alive, right? Put their thumb on the scale, so to speak. Well, in this back and forth, Melly is not really reacting positively to Ben pressing for questions. All right, he's like, who is DeLuca? What did DeLuca do? What is, And finally she laments, all right? She says that Angela DeLuca, small-time guy, I did him a favor. She set me up with this guy. And this is pretty brutal here. She was set up with some cop she thinks Phoenix PD. She doesn't have a name, but she starts to describe him. And I think she says something like a stone face, gray hair, voice sounds like it comes out of a tomb. And she explains this scenario of like their interaction. Pretty brutal. He forces her down on her stomach, spread your legs. He holds a gun up in a place where a gun should never be. And it doesn't take much imagination to imagine what he was doing with his other hand. Pretty sinister shit. Now, the description of the face and the voice, this prompts Ben to think, fuck, that's Blakelock.
Who is
the commissioner of the Phoenix PD. Thank you for reminding those that shut this podcast off last week when they were like, I've had my fill, as did Kron and Dan.
I think that's where they shut it off at.
Yeah. We'll probably see a spike in 1-star ratings. The old timers that have just got into podcasts and are like, they're doing a Clint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not going to like this one too much.
God damn, what is my wife watching down? My fucking foot just rattled.
The Gauntlet.
She might be.
It's a different night, gentlemen.
Well, if she were to boot up the Gauntlet right
activity.
now, it would be one particular scene she would see. Careful. All right. Hogs, baby. A whole fucking fleet of Easy Riders haul up. What the hell? I'm guessing they came up there to share financial tips, preach the good word to each other.
Take acid, do a bonfire, and I can take a desert trip.
Nah, these are upstanding citizens.
Well, the acid, that's like the nighttime activity, but the stock trading and financial tips, that's while the sun's out.
Clint decides he's gonna go get himself a bike. All right, you mother jumpers, this is a bust. Walks out there with his badge, gun out. One of the bikers swings at him with a chain. He dodges. He throws that guy down and then shoots the guy's hog in the oil tank. And this guy's fucking crushed.
Whoa, I thought he shot him in the dick there for a second.
No, he's not that brutal. The next turkey that tries that, I'm going to shoot him, stuff him, and stick an apple up his ass. Obviously, to give them his medicine.
Mm-hmm. We know a thing or two about that, don't we, Dan?
It's the best way to take it.
And some of these bikers are like, hey, man, you can't be doing this to us. He's like, oh, yeah? Anybody here want to tell me why I don't need a warrant? Reasonable suspicion. I can do and go wherever I want. I got this badge, I got this gun, and I got the love of Jesus right here in my pretty green eyes.
Dude, fuck the police, man. I'm standing with the bikers on this one.
Yeah.
And there are some Jesus messaging throughout this film. Which is odd.
Why is no one like, why did you just walk out of that cave?
Where did you come from?
Yeah.
Why is this gang beating him down?
I think that would be question number 1.
Yeah.
What were you doing in there? Do you live here?
Mally decides to make a deal, all right? They got to haul ass. He's going to give him just a warning. All right? Haul ass, I think he yells at him. But the guy whose bike was shot and another couple, they're trying to figure out, there's one bike left. And Ben is like, I'm taking this fucking hog. You three hike it out of here. Mally hops on and they head off. Now, they stop. They make a phone call. But this time, not to Blakelock. Ben calls Josephson. Josephson's like, dude, what the fuck? What are you doing up there? There's an APB out on you, all right? The reports coming in are that you're the one that killed the constable. Ben's like, nah, it's fucking Blakelock, dude. I got heat on me. This phone call gets interrupted when a helicopter shows up. There's a sniper inside, fucking taking rounds at Ben. Ben runs in, grabs Mally out of the fucking quick stop. They hop on the bike, and they fucking take off. It's a pretty awesome sequence, just in terms of, like, wide, awesome 70s cinematography and seeing the stunt work all in camera.
Terrible sniper.
Terrible sniper. 100%. Probably a combination of a terrible sniper and a very unsteady helicopter. Ben utilizes the terrain. He goes in and out of this tunnel. Like, he'll go into a tunnel and slow down, kind of throw the helicopter off, wait for it to kind of move out of the way, and he takes off. Good 5-6 minute sequence here. They keep going. They manage to get to, like, where they shot the end of 7, I guess, with, like, the giant high electrical towers.
Thought about that as well.
The sniper does manage to hit the bike, but the bike's able to keep going. And the helicopter crashes into one of those towers. Boom.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Looks great.
They're kind of in the clear now. Go ahead.
How they do that? I mean, you got to have a real helicopter fly into some shit, right?
Yeah, they just didn't put an engine in it. Yeah, it was real.
So how'd they get it up in the air, dude?
Yeah, how'd they get it into the sky?
Did they just throw it? Like,
a line came down.
oh, it was on a zip line?
There you go.
But
It didn't weigh as much.
The blades are going.
Damn, dude. Dan should be in fucking stunt work.
Mm-hmm.
You guys tried
Be
a
an
zip
Oscar
line?
for it.
Yeah.
No, you got to get into casting. That's the new heat.
Oh, what's that?
We're going to give one for casting?
Yeah.
That's not a hard job.
Sweeney,
I don't
what's her
know.
name?
Who should we
Just
get
put-
for this? Oh, Brad Pitt, Clooney. Oh,
No, Kron, you're way behind, dude. Glenn Powell.
I'm
and
doing mine for Ocean's 11.
Sweeney. What's her name?
Sydney
Oh,
Sweeney.
you're backdating
Sydney
this
Sweeney.
Oscar? Because we should.
Yeah.
Kron knows what I'm talking about.
We should have given one for Ocean's 11.
It's the first year of the category, but we've decided to go back and give it to Ocean's 11.
Wasn't Murph just talking about that?
How about we get a little Pacino, some De Niro? This is not a hard job.
Hey, Greg, go watch Ocean's 11 already, dude. Jeez.
We'll get a Kilmer in there.
They got to dump the bike. Obviously, it's been fucked up. And they managed to do it right by a passing train. All right. They run after the train. Mally's like, we're not going to make it. But a hand comes out of one of the cars, helps him up.
Thanks, brother.
They get
The
inside.
Undertaker.
They get inside the fucking car, and who is it? It's the 3 fucking bikers that they hijacked the bike from.
Whoa.
It's 2 dudes and 1 old lady, and they start waylaying on fucking Ben. Now, Ben's gun gets knocked off, kind of like, I guess, because like every open train car has hay, right? That's just like a standard feature on a movie train. Gun's covered up by hay. These dudes are working Ben. They get him locked in this corner. We get more of that kinetic camera from the ambulance wrestling match. They get Ben tied up. Mally's kind of useless. Every time she tries to like physically step in, they just like throw her off. Not much she can do. What she does do is then divert them by start opening up her shirt. She starts kind of enticing and seducing these dudes. Even the old lady, she's like kind of into this. Well, these dudes are like, well, fuck this. And they go over. They start getting a little too handsy. This gives Ben enough time to go fucking full rage, break his restraints.
Get off her.
He goes and picks up his gun. Get
The
off her.
restraints just look like a little like metal wire.
Yeah.
They don't look like they'd be that hard to get out of.
I mean, it'd be tough. But, like, you're pissed off enough.
I don't know.
He tosses the dudes from the train. The old lady's like, you wouldn't hit a woman, would you? And he fucking does. Great classic, like, Clint punch into the camera.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our duo, they find themselves in another town. They ask when the next bus to Phoenix is. They find out it pulls in at 3 o'clock.
Isn't this guy like, do you want a ticket? Clint's like, no, we're good.
Yeah, that won't be necessary.
Yeah.
We see him cross the street, like kind of a sweet moment when like Mally kind of holds onto his arm. And she says, this idea is insane. They get to a motel. They check in. Mally takes a bath while Ben calls his buddy Josephson. Ben tells him to write down Ben's plan. Now, Ben's plan is very simple. I'm coming right to City Hall, and this is my route.
Yeah, he's taking like Main Street to, I mean, it's got to be like all the major roads.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm driving straight into town,
This
dude.
is it. Yeah. And let Blakelock know that that's what I'm doing. Tell him to be ready. I don't give a shit. I'm giving you the word so you can clear the street. We don't want any innocent blood on this, all right? Josephson does what he can to fucking talk him out of it, but Ben just hangs up on him. Ben calls the front desk. He asks for some steaks or fried chicken or something like that. Asks if they could also pick up a bottle of wine and maybe some flowers. We cut to a little bit later. Ben's just drinking shirtless on the motel bed.
Been there, dude.
Oh, hell yeah. And Mally's like, you know, sweetened by the roses that he got for her. Ben's just going on about like, you know, I was a young punk. And then as I got older, I, you know, started to respect cops. I started to understand, you know, they're just doing a job, enforcing the law, raising families. But the longer he did it, the more he realized like his dream wasn't working out. He never got to break the big case. He never did meet the right woman. And everybody else around him, they broke the big cases and they got married and they moved up. And he realized like, I'm just never going to get those captain's bars. And now he does get this big case and he's going to go fucking down with it. And Mally's like, let's not do this, okay? I've got 5,000. That's enough for us to start. Do something. We'll bolt. We'll buy a pickup truck. We'll go elsewhere. Maybe we buy a pickup truck and we go out of state and we go to a different police department. We turn ourselves in there.
27K. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what was a new truck back then? $3,000?
Yeah. You could flip burgers and have a brand new fucking Camaro.
I bought the boy a 74 Pontiac Firebird the other day.
What?
Not a real one, like the
Hot Wheels?
One. It's not the Hot Wheels, it's the bigger ones. But yeah, the doors
Like-
open and shit.
Like a 124 scale die cast.
Hell wheels.
And you pull them back, and they go.
Oh, they wind up?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we got
it's got the fucking gold bird on it.
it's cool as hell,
Black. Fuck yeah, dude.
You'll
dude. Black with gold.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
you'll see him one day just like manually winding that thing up, trying to see how far he can take it. And then he'll
Wheels will fly off.
yeah, and then you end up breaking the spring on it. And it never works the same.
Mhm.
I did that with my McDonald's Batman Returns toys. They were all little like wind up ones.
I asked my mom the other day, I was like, do we still have all the glassware for Batman Forever? Because my aunt in Texas used to run a McDonald's and she sent us all of them. And I was like, man, I would send those to Bones so quick.
Oh, you would get a fucking photo of me drinking. What would my first drink be?
Baja Blast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd take it into Taco Bell with me.
Fill us up, please.
Yeah, I want Fountain Baja Blast. I don't want that canned shit.
Sam, we have guests. Pull out the fine drinkware.
Where's my
Pull out
question
the
mark
Riddler
mug?
and the Two-Face.
Where's my
please.
question mark mug?
The Riddler's like holding his cane and it's coming out, and yeah, it's a question mark is the handle.
Yeah, but then
And then
then there was one that was just a nice big question mark, and it had that I have the tactile memory of that big question mark. Maybe it was on the other side.
yeah, on the other end.
Yeah.
Two-Face is flipping the coin, and the coin is the handle
Yeah.
as it flips.
It's like 3D shit, man.
yeah. And I don't remember. I think Batman's maybe punching something like,
Yeah.
and it's coming out as the handle.
So fucking cool. We used to be a country.
Don't make them like they used to.
All right. But Ben admits that this is now kind of personal. All right. Because what this is Blakelock thinking that I can't do my fucking job.
Sorry, do you think Nolan was above all that? Like a tie-in for his Batman movies? I think it'd be rad as hell if we're like, let's get this shit in Taco Bell, dude. Like, let's get Burger King on the phone. We got new Batmans coming
There
out.
would have to be, it would make me so giddy that if I was like in an executive meeting and I'm like, oh, I'm editing my movie and I'm here with Burger King.
Yeah.
Like, these are what we want to do. I also feel like there's a level of, no, this sucks, but like the nostalgia factor would be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if, you're in those meetings and some McDonald's guy comes out with a fucking 3D coin flipping handle, you're like, fucking run them, dude.
Yeah.
You nailed it. No notes.
The same goes for being an actor. Like the first time you get an action figure,
Mm-hmm.
how awesome would that be?
It's got to feel good.
Yeah. In 20 years, kids are going to be looking for these in flea markets. Dan, are you looking up the Batman Forever McDonald's mugs?
And the price is it's a bid. Is there a buy now?
Is it the whole lot?
Is it all four?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5.
Ooh.
And the starting bid, there's 2 bids. It's 2 days left. It's at $20.50. I am going to bid on this.
So what? There's a Riddler, a Two-Face, a Batman. What are the other two?
A
A
Robin?
Robin.
Is there a Chase Meridian?
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
The hell are you
There's a
talking
Robin.
about?
There's a Two-Face.
What?
What?
There's the
Chase
Batman.
Meridian? That's Nicole Kidman. Dr.
Yeah.
Chase Meridian?
Oh, she got her own mug.
I
Send me that one.
was guessing.
Yeah.
Bones, if you get them, send me that one.
Two-Face Riddler. Oh, he's got a Robin, 2 Batmans, and a Riddler and a Two-Face.
Oh, so there were only 4. He's just doubled up on one of them. Or are they 2 separate Batmans?
No, they're both the same.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because Batman
I
does
see
have
that shit too.
he upgrades his suit after. Yeah, you guys have seen the movie, obviously.
It's a 7-star on our
Mm-hmm.
podcast. Too.
According to one of us.
Mally calls her mom, has this weird, strange conversation. And I think in this, it's like her way of... Because they don't directly ever say, like, hey, I like you and I'd like to have a future with you. It's all these kind of like secondary conversations. So on the phone with her mom, Mally is like, I met this guy, Schlockley. He's cool. We're going to get married. And we see Ben kind of like, oh, hey man, this is like something else worth fucking fighting for. And then Mally calls her bookie and says, hey, what's the fucking line on Mally No Show? 100 to 1? Fucking, I'm taking the odds.
Yeah, put $5,000 on it.
Hell yeah.
But it's really like the odds on love, right?
Oh, it's more than that, dude.
Dan, that's fucking beautiful, dude.
I know, right? I really watch these fucking movies, man. Like, I love the show. Love doing it. Will it survive another week? We'll see.
It's getting close.
We'll see. Oh my God, we'll see.
It's getting close. 3:00. Ben hijacks the bus that pulls up. Kicks the driver and the passengers off. One passenger's like all excited. It's just like the news.
Is that? I was thinking maybe that was his mom or something.
Could be. Very well could be.
I didn't see anything in research.
She wasn't.
Everybody's just like, okay, we're gonna listen to this fucking guy over here, though.
Dude, I ain't dying for a bus. Are you kidding?
Like, I'm out, dude. Like,
What
how's he
are you
gonna keep
talking
track
about?
of me? I'm walking the opposite direction.
These people just took a 10-hour bus ride through the desert with like no entertainment, no food, no water.
77 on
Like
a bus.
No air conditioning.
A porta
probably.
potty for a bathroom on the thing. Yeah,
Oof.
they're not
That's
at
true.
their highest cognitive function. Ben takes
The
this
lady's like,
bus.
maybe I will do some peyote.
He takes this bus to like a machine shop, picks up some steel and a fucking welder. What the
Yeah,
hell?
like nobody at the machine shop's like, hey, this is my fucking shop. You can't have that shit.
Well, maybe it's Sunday. Those guys are
probably
observing the Lord.
He's probably got a few dollars in his pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, if a whole truck costs $3,000, a piece of sheet metal, that's like 43 cents. I mean, it's nothing.
You think this can hold 87 bullets?
It does.
I mean, you know where this is going.
It does
Like,
its job. And you're getting juiced, right? No?
I mean, like, again,
You're checking the time.
at this point, yeah, maybe.
Kron,
Maybe I am.
when did you check the time?
Not really until the very end, because I was just like, I felt like there was still movie that needed to happen, and then I checked and I was like, oh, there's like 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Still a 70s movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we cut over. We see Blake Locke. No, forgive me. We get a scene with Josephson approaching the DA. And the DA's like, I don't have time for this. And Josephson's like, no, this has to do with fucking Shockley in the Malley case. And ADA's like, oh, well, this is good. This is good that you brought me this information. And then later, we see the ADA and Blake Locke having a little secret piss meeting in the bathroom where Blake Locke's like, fucking delay whatever the fuck, do whatever you got to delay this case, okay? Because we got to stop him.
You pee on me this time.
I didn't want to fuck.
For
really,
once,
I mean,
I'd like to be pissed on.
I didn't know you were going to be taking a shit while we were in here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So all this is intercut back and forth. And it's a good use because then we don't have to physically watch Clint Eastwood, like, pretending to weld. We just cut to him being done. And he has welded himself a little bulletproof turret shell over the driver's seat of this bus. He heads to
like
Phoenix.
Why don't you do more of the bus? I feel like you'd make this thing like the fucking killdozer.
You've only
shit.
got
I
a
mean,
little bit of,
I think it works
yeah. You should,
for the movie.
yeah. Because also maybe you want to bait them. Maybe they don't know
Yeah, they just.
that's
I mean,
in
think
there.
if that bus was covered in metal and barbed wire and shit.
Well, I thought the same thing too, but then I'd like, we're here for another 2 days while this dude does this.
Yeah, he's got to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
Kron, are you imagining like the bus at the end of Dawn of the Dead
Yeah,
that they make with like the fucking barbed wire and shit all over it?
yeah. And it'll look rad as hell, dude.
Zack Schneider's one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there another one?
That's what's going to get us canceled.
Dropping heaters tonight, dude. All right. Blake Locke and the ADA, they're talking about how to take this bus out. Now, the ADA mentions that, like,
I will no longer support 5-day rentals as they did not refer to the original Dawn of the Dead.
We did. We said the Zack Snyder one, dude.
Blake Locke just wants to blow this fucking thing up. Like, get an RPG, get some guys, just fucking blow this fucking thing up. And the ADA's like, our Vegas friends, they want to be a little bit more subtle about this, okay? But let's just play into what Ben has said. He told us the route. He's admitted to what he's going to do. Let's just play that. Let's just fucking line the streets with cops, and we'll be justified because we can play the case like he's coming in like a fucking madman, and if we stop him, we win. It's justified. We'll set up, I don't know, a sort of gauntlet.
Take a shot.
They said the name of the movie.
We see the cops, in fact, set up along this route. Hundreds of fucking armed cops. They clear the street. They post up. Now, Ben justifies this all to the audience by reminding us and Mally that Blake Locke is the commissioner, okay? He could do whatever he wants. So that's why all of this is allowed. On their way into Phoenix, Mally and Ben, they brainstorm ideas about their future homestead, you know, about where they'll live next to the canyon, you know, close to people, but not too close. They kind of hold hands. She says, hell, you don't even know if I'm good in bed. I'll just take that on faith. More of that Jesus stuff.
Baby. I'm just going to lay there with a stone cold face.
Now,
and you're just going to ride me till maybe you come.
we keep cutting back. How many fucking conversations can the ADA and Blake Locke have? Because they have one final phone call where they're like, what can go wrong? Well, nothing can go wrong. The only thing that can go wrong is if one of your guys, he like decides that they can't shoot one of their own. And Blake Locke says, they're fucking cops, man. They're paid to shoot, not to think. So yeah, nothing's going to go wrong. They'll kill him. See that Josephson, he parks along the route. He flags Ben down. Ben's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Josephson hops in. He's like, listen, dude, I'm working with the ADA. He's going to protect you, okay? You come in with me. I'll take you to him, and he's going to provide protection. He sells it because Ben asked Mally, what do you think? She's like, I think it's worth trying. So they leave the bus. They get out. They go to get in Josephson's car, and a fucking sniper starts taking shots. Josephson's hit. Boom.
What is in the fucking box that's wrapped?
Those are the flowers that he bought her earlier.
Yeah. I thought it was a shotgun the whole time. I'm like, that's got to be a shotgun.
I also thought the same thing. I kept thinking that, oh, they're going to pull a gun out of this or something. But nope, just flowers.
Fuck.
Those flowers were important. Those showed his sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
Josephson's killed. Fuck it. They got to run back to the bus. Now, Ben gets hit in the leg. But fuck it, he's going in. Gets behind the wheel. Gets a little under his little turret thing. Takes off along the route. Cops on both sides just open fire. It's a Ninja 3 situation.
I was thinking about that too. Like, what if one of them shoots just after the bus passes? I mean, you'd hit a guy.
There's no way that they're not shooting each other in this situation.
I mean, there's parts of the bus that are so thin that theoretically, like, a strong enough bullet would go through it.
Yeah, that's
like all the way through the bus.
If they haven't reinforced it like I wanted them to, I mean, that's just like thin metal on both sides of the bus. So.
Maybe that's Ben's plan. Well,
you got to take into account this is a 77 bus.
So they're using thicker metal.
They used to build them right.
This guy took out 70 cops without lifting a finger.
Whenever they did test screenings of this, I guess the audience was screaming, "Just shoot the tires, you idiots."
It's a solid point.
Yep. And okay, so they make it a few blocks. Ben's leg finally gets to the point where he can't drive anymore. He has Mally drive for a little bit. We can kind of rush through this. So Ben tourniquets his leg. All right. Gus manages to keep the bus moving. The wheels of the bus finally give out right in front of City Hall.
They can't go round and round anymore.
No more.
You could drive on the rims. Not like you're trying to keep the bus for later. I mean, what's the matter?
That driver lent him this bus.
That bus is still there today.
In full faith.
It's already fucked up at this point.
All right, they stumble out, start working their way to the hall of, or the entrance to City Hall. Now,
this is City Hall. This is our Symphony Hall. And this is the bus where the 1977 Clint Eastwood film, The Gauntlet, was filmed.
Mm-hmm.
What? What movie's that?
Please step into the theater. We'll answer that question immediately.
Now, when they're in the bus driving down the street, these cops had zero issue shooting at them. As soon as they get out of the bus, the cops just surround them.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Come on, it's easier to shoot a bus than a man. We all agree on that, right?
That's a life lesson you should teach your children.
That's how I end every book.
Blakelock comes out. He starts screaming like, "I gave fucking orders. I gave orders. Shoot this man. Shoot this man." 88 comes in. He's trying to stop the commissioner. But Ben grabs the 88. He's got him at gunpoint. And he says, "Fucking spill it." And the 88, he starts going, "It was Blakelock. It was Blakelock." Turns on him. Blakelock grabs a revolver, shoots the 88. Like he unloads this revolver at him. Like 5 rounds going to the 88. 1 goes into Ben. They fall. Mally screams. She grabs Ben's gun. Poof. Shoots Blakelock. And a reminder that 100 cops are just standing there.
Not doing shit.
Not doing shit. But Ben's alive. Mally helps him up to his feet. They walk away. The camera pans over a grateful Phoenix. Guys, that was the Gauntlet from 1977. Classic form, it just fucking ends.
I do love these 70s style endings. It's like, oh, this is the bad guy. We'll just shoot him. Boom, the movie's over.
Yeah.
Roll the credits already.
We already got your money.
Mm-hmm.
A few hard days and they're off.
Mm-hmm. Now start the 45-minute process of all these cars leaving the drive-in. Dan, hit me.
Gentlemen, upon further research, The Gauntlet 1977, directed by Mr. Clint Eastwood himself, starred in as well. Letterboxd user rating is a 3.3 for this movie. This was released December 21st of 1977 with a budget of $5.5 million. A box office of $26.4 million, but it also played for 9 months straight at 1977. At the cinema that month, you could find Saturday Night Fever, Mr. John Travolta. Check out our Fanatic episode. Pete's Dragon, Mel Brooks' High Anxiety also came out that month. Sam Peckinpah wanted to direct with Chris Christopherson as the male lead. Peckinpah was already acquainted with Sandra Locke. Is it Sandra?
Yeah.
Or Sandra. Having directed her ex, Bo Hopkins, in 3 movies, Mr. Walter Hill was also interested in this movie as well, and he approached Christopherson as well for the lead. Peckinpah and Christopherson instead went off to make a movie called what, gentlemen?
Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. He's in a scene of that.
Con. I think it's Con, but don't say it.
The movie that started it all.
Don't say it.
From 1978.
Say other movie. Fuck.
Is it Convoy?
Name it.
But Peckinpah wanted Ally McCall as the lead. Towards the end of the movie, our protagonists fantasize about their future plans as a family. In real life, Sandra Luck and Clint Eastwood did not want children. She did terminate 2 pregnancies by him, so he tried. But her body, her choice.
Her choice.
And although Eastwood has at least 8 children from various affairs over the decades, there's only been one that actually lived with him at the age of 66 from his second wife. This was the first cop.
All that clean eating doesn't make you a good parent, huh?
Makes you potent.
Yeah.
This was the first cop movie that Clint directed. Eastwood went on to direct cop movies such as Bloodwork in 2022, a date that I never showed up for because they wouldn't let me in because it was rated R. The Rookie from 1990.
How old were you?
Sudden Impact from 1983. I wasn't 17 at the time. Probably like 14, maybe.
Bloodwork's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Full bush in that movie, I think. As well.
Quince?
Yeah.
Watch it, find out. At $5.5 million, this was the most expensive El Paso film to date. That was Clint Eastwood's company there, movie company that he had. The special effects made up a fifth of the budget. I believe they got $1 million. Exploding the helicopter and all the bullet-ridden house, according to accounting, was $250K each for the helicopter and the house. According to Warner Brothers executives at the time when the movie was shown, test screenings, we did talk about this, shoot out the bus tires, you idiots. More than 8,000 rounds were used for the climactic shootout for the bus. Steve McQueen and Barbara Streisand were cast in these roles before it went to Clint and Mrs. Locke there. That's all I got, gentlemen.
Let's do it.
Rate my box.
All right. As a reminder, Kron, you locked me in at a 4.0. Dan, 3.5. As another reminder, 3.3 average user rating on Letterboxd. Dan, what do you got for Kron?
Kron Howard, I'm going 2.5.
5.
Dan, 3.0.
0.0.
Bones?
I like those numbers for you guys. I'm going to do a 3.0 for Dan and a 2.5 for Kron as well.
Kron Howard?
Guys, The Gauntlet from the year 1977, directed by Clint Eastwood. I think overall, the movie is a decent watch. Like, I guess when I heard the premise of this, right? Like, this guy's got to get this chick from Las Vegas to Phoenix. I was expecting more of like this, the Warriors kind of setup, or I wanted this to be Assault on Precinct 13 in a moving vehicle. That's what I really wanted. And I don't think the movie necessarily delivers on that. I mean, I can't really hold it against it. That's just what I had in my mind. I do think the action in this is good when you get it, right? Like the house getting shot up, the helicopter chase on the motorcycle, like all that stuff looks incredible. It still holds up. I think as far as the characters go, like, I feel like both leads are pretty one note the whole time. Like, Clint is just kind of this mean alcoholic that, I mean, I guess they fall in love, but they don't really change or like grow as people. I guess it's not a very long period of time we're watching. I mean, I do think the movie is entertaining. I did not check the time on this, Bones, until we got to the end, simply because I was like, feels like there's a lot of movie left. And it does have that great 70s ending of let's just shoot this guy and be done with the fucking thing and roll the credits. There's a lot of Clint Eastwood stuff I think I would recommend over this, which is kind of what I was approaching when I scored it. I think I'm ultimately going to land at a 3.0 on the Gauntlet. It is good, but it's, you know, there's a lot of good Clint Eastwood movies out there that I would probably pick over this one.
Thank you, Kron.
Guys, The Gauntlet from 1977, directed by Mr. Clint Eastwood. I like the performance from Locke here. I think she does really well at the very beginning, through about half of the film. And then once she falls in love with Clint, I think they just change her to like a love-struck character who's not giving him a hard time and not fucking busting his chops and shit like that. She's a strong woman in the beginning, and then it just turned her into a I'm in love type of lady there at the end. I kind of didn't like that. I think the action is good when we get it, but I think it's kind of the same. We're just going to fire a whole bunch of bullets into wherever they are. We got a house, we got a car, and we got the bus. And I think the bus is probably the coolest part. The poster of this movie is fucking awesome. And I don't think it really represents the movie that you kind of get. But it's still fucking cool. It's a badass poster. I enjoy Clint Eastwood, but I think a Clint Eastwood performance is a Clint Eastwood performance. You get it through any movie you see Clint Eastwood in. You know what you're getting, which is fine. There's nothing against that. But this is just another Clint Eastwood movie and performance. I don't know. It seemed a little like we could use a little more, maybe. Like we were talking about, maybe the hired hands or the people that were placing the bets would come in and help out, or just some other things added in to make it an actual gauntlet. I'm a 2.5. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't bad. It's decent. Maybe on a rewatch it'd jump up, but yeah, 2.5 for me.
Thank you, Dan. Guys, I want to give some credit here, give some props. Oftentimes when we get to Rate My Letterboxd, I get this anxiety of, am I going to be able to articulate what I feel? You know, sometimes it's much harder to articulate when you dislike something versus when you love it. And the whole premise of the show, it's like, it's fucking not about the movie. The movie is it's the backbone of it, right? But you come for the dirty dudes. But I want to give you both. I legitimately really liked both of your reviews. I thought they were really well spoken and articulated and concise. And I was like, shit, you're all taking my fucking notes. So good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. That being said, I think Sandra Locke steals the movie. I think two things that the script does right is it's got a good core. It has a good, strong premise. You're going from here to here. That's solid. Its problem is that there's no meat on the bone. There's way too much filler. The filler in the beginning of it is nice. It builds up a vibe. The waitress, the watchman kind of giving him shit. That stuff should be kind of reflected later on in the movie. We spend a lot of time with that constable giving them shit, but there should be other external forces that should have affected their character and action a little bit more, and we'll get back to that. The other thing I think it does get right is Gus. I think she's pretty well written, and Locke does a really good job of standing and delivering her lines to Clint. I buy that she is a strong, independent woman who made a decision with her own body and managed to make a life for herself and got kind of caught up, and she got scared. And I think she plays that strongly through the entire picture. Clint, like Dan said, is playing Clint. That's what Clint does. That's why you go see a Clint movie. But I think this deserved a little bit more. He is a little bit vulnerable at times, but he never goes too far out of his little tunnel, I fear. Dan, excellent point. The action is very repetitive. It looks really good. My favorite part is probably the motorcycle and the helicopter, but it is literally the same stuff over and over. They're just running from the helicopter. They don't really do anything proactive against it. Kron, to your point about going into this, I was kind of expecting more of a, dare I say, Fury Road situation where they were like in the same car and mob guys were, popping up more often, or they went to a gas station and they had an interaction there because somebody spotted them. It's a lot more drawn out scenes, and I think this requires, for it to be kind of effective and feel more like a Gauntlet, you need a lot more smaller interactions to make it difficult and crank it up. I liked it. I do think it's there's probably a reason that it's not talked about as like a top tier or higher tier Clint movie. Probably helped him, step up his game a little bit as a director. I wonder, this isn't his first film that he directed and starred in, but I wonder at this scope. What?
5 or 6.
5 or 6, okay. I wasn't sure if you were saying 51. Damn, dude did 51 movies before this?
He might be there by
so
now.
I wonder if there was some discussion of like, well, I'm trying to direct a big action picture and act in it. Which should I select here to focus on the day? That being said, I think it's worth a watch. Like Kron said, I don't think it's boring, but I don't know if it's worth anything more than a regular watch. My rule, I started at 3. I'm going at a 3.5 here. Enjoy your point, Dan, and your 0.5, Kron. And my middle school math, I would say that puts us at a 3.0 for this, right, Kron?
Fellas, the Gauntlet would have an average score from the three of us of 3.0. This thing would land at number 81 on the big list. This would currently be right below Ravenous and right above Ninja 3, The Domination.
Wow.
Another movie where people stand in a circle and shoot.
Kron, I hope this met the criteria for the category sufficiently enough.
Absolutely. Directed and starring. And I would say It feels like a Clint movie, so I think it meets the Vanity Project criteria.
Fantastic. Well, that's enough for me. Dan, get us out of here, dude.
Yo, sup, 5D Army. If you are on social media, please follow us on Threads, Instagram, and Letterboxd. If you are on Apple or Spotify, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. It helps us bring the show to more people and world domination. That's what we're aimed at. If you want to ask us a question or anything, please email us at 5dayrentalspodcast@gmail.com. But if you really want to fuck with us, there is a link to our Discord on every episode that drops every Wednesday. So join that, join in on all the fun. But other than that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a quote from this movie. Do you know who I am?
I don't think we touched on this one, but I wrote it down. Clint at one point says, "Everybody is shooting at me, and I'm slightly worried about it."
I was just going to do nag, nag, nag.
Welcome back, 5D Army, to 5 Day Rentals. We're on the After Shower show here, where we get to reveal the next movie for Kron's category of You're So Vain. I bet you think this podcast is about you.
Now, did that apple slice fall out of somebody, or did it fall off of something?
It's in my foreskin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not circumcised.
You guys docking, I guess?
We were doing the dicks together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how Bones used the correct term of docking, and then Kron said, we did the dicks together.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we made the term docking more offensive.
Sorry, I don't know the terms. I just do it.
You're not one of these guys that knows. You just do.
I just feel
It's
and
instinct.
do.
You're a feral man.
I have needs. Gentlemen, I get the curse of closing out. You're so vain, you probably think this podcast is about you.
The Prestige.
That wasn't... Christopher Nolan doesn't star in that.
No, the closest he's ever come to starring in a movie was Inception.
Oh, wouldn't that have been crazy if the Prestige was that Christopher Nolan was the other magician?
This shows him behind the camera.
Yeah.
Gets away from...
What, like like the camera pans into a mirror and then he just waves into the mirror?
Like points. Like the finger. It's me. Kron announced this category, and I wasn't too happy about it.
Why?
But I started to do... Listen to
why-
what I'm going to fucking say.
Why were you unhappy in the beginning?
I just, just thinking about the category, I'm like, fuck, that's going to be difficult. But as my research went on, I realized that I actually really like this category, and I hope that it comes back. Okay? So fucking relax.
You talking about a revenge?
That's up to you. I'm not getting involved in that. I just hope vanity projects come back again. I do. I like it. I want to tell you both that I love you. I told you that a few weeks ago.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks,
too,
man.
buddy.
Might have been when I made the decision on what this was going to be. here on 5 Day Rentals, I want to say that I hope that nobody ever thinks that we're making fun of movies. And I hope we have a spotlight on these movies that we pick and respect them. And in the end, we are rating other people's art, which is fucking stupid. And we acknowledge that. But it's fun doing it, okay?
Yeah, I would feel confident to say that every movie on our list is at least a movie that was completed, that people watched, right? This is a podcast that anybody could fucking do what we're doing. Mm-hmm. This is our weekly poker game. So...
And it brings me to my next point, which is a sentence we throw around on this podcast, that every movie is a miracle. Okay? Mm-hmm. And this category kind of gives us a little leeway in maybe not picking the best movies that are out there. When Kron picked The Art of Dying, he really made it a point to say that this was Wings Hauser. Like, this was his movie. This was his vision. This is what he put on, what he wanted, and what he put on film and what he got. This has meant the world to him. And Bones kind of influenced that as well. Like this is totally Wings. Like, that's what it was. So I took that and I said, you know what? I'm going to find a movie where it's the ultimate vanity project. And this person directed, this person starred, this person wrote, this person edited, this person did the music, this person catered food, this person did nails, she did hair. She did everything for this movie. At the age of, she's in her 30s, and she still had it stuck in her head to finish this movie. To have the balls and the determination to get it done. She went to another director who's very famous and got his approval as well, unofficially, but got his blessing. And I'm talking about Rena Riffle. And I'm talking about Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven. And normally I wouldn't do this, but this is the category of vanity projects, and this is the ultimate vanity project. Kron Howard, the guy that made the list that you sent to us, this is his number one movie. Gentlemen, Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven, directed by the beautiful Rena Riffle. We'll never forget her name. I'm sorry.
Hey, I love Showgirls 1, so I'm excited to see where this thing goes.
Now, guys, I've just made this announcement, and you are probably looking up this movie now, and you are probably realizing that this is 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Feels too long, Dan, for
it is.
Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven.
It is. I will give you a warning right now that this is probably best viewed in chunks, okay? Don't do a full sitting through this, please. But I think there is some really good stuff
I might
in
just
this movie.
rip the Band-Aid and...
Is this available anywhere?
This is very hard to find. And I did not think that this was a possibility. So to the person that eventually sent this to me, I appreciate it very much. And I will call upon you whenever that favor is due. And that's all I'll say about that. I will provide a copy for you. I will tell you there is a cut that she made of this movie that is only 120 minutes, but it's completely different than what the original was. So if you want to watch that, I believe it's roadgum.com is where it is. Just look up Arena Riffle and Showgirls 2 and you'll find that. If you want to watch that, but you have to rent that one through that website. Which I wouldn't mind if one of you two watched that one, because we can go through the differences of what the movie is, or what's different from the 2 hour and 25 version music. I will tell you right now that I have done plot on this movie already, and it is shorter than a lot of my other stuff that I've done plot on. Okay. So it's not going to be, we're not going to be here for 4 hours. I know I'm giving you a lot of Band-Aids for this, but you'll see. But yes, it's Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven from 2011, directed by Rena Riffle. She did star, or not star, but she was in Showgirls from Paul Verhoeven, one of a director that's been on our show here.
What?
So, yeah, a few times.
Yeah, he comes by, dude.
Yeah, you're always like taking a poop or something.
God, I gotta quit taking 5 poops a day.
Stop pooping, dude.
Too much fiber, bro. Gentlemen, questions. Have you seen it before?
I'm glad that you went the female route, that this wasn't a total sausage party. This category is awesome. I put it in our chat here. I thought you were leaning towards like a spiritual religious thing there for a second. And I thought maybe like a Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas or some shit. But I don't know if he directed those or not, but I don't know why I was getting religious vibes. But the more important one is what Kron feels, because we know his love of the OG Showgirl.
Yeah, I mean, I am aware that this movie exists. Anything I've ever read about it, it's like, don't watch it. So I guess I'll find out why.
Best in chunks. Okay.
Dan, is this your way of also telling our audience, like, hey, maybe you don't need to worry about seeking this out? We'll walk you through it.
I mean, we probably have a few fans out there that are probably more interested now that it is not available. You can get the DVD and the Blu-ray on Amazon and stuff and some other websites, but it's like anywhere from $65 to $80. So, I mean, if you want to drop that cash, go ahead.
Wow.
Damn.
But
now what fast food did she do the marketing with on this?
Fast food? What are you talking about?
Like,
yeah, she go to like
the
Jack
tie-in.
in the Box. And
yeah. Oh, Jack in the Box is a good pull.
Showgirls 2.
Hey, you give me a good pull, I'll Jack in a Box.
That's a good pull if you're jacking in a box.
Yeah.
You know, cups and toys and whatnot for Pennies from Heaven.
Hardee's, maybe?
Oh,
Arby's?
Home of the thick burger.
I mean, you're not going to watch it twice. I'll tell you that much.
You don't know what I'll do.
Yeah.
But you're seeing some TNA
Okay.
through the whole thing. So there are multiple references to the original.
Well, yeah, I mean, the movie's 2.5 hours long. What are they going to fill their time with?
You'll see. There's some good surprises in there.
Should I rewatch part 1?
I was just getting ready to ask that myself.
Me and the wife.
Does it pick up right where the first one left off?
Nah.
Is it a Back to the Future 2 situation?
If I'm gonna give you a lot of that throughout the plot, so I think you'll be all right. But if you want to, I think me and the wife started it last night and we're almost done. So
has she seen it before?
She's like, I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never watched it like the full on through. So she was pretty interested.
That movie's so fucking funny, dude.
It's crazy. But Paul Verhoeven did contact him and said, hey, look, I'm making this sequel. And he is like, that's cool. Like, you got my blessing. We're not going to come after you in like any way whatsoever.
Stop calling me.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think this category is cool because I think it really lets us kind of push over to the other end of the not so highly produced studio stuff. So
yeah, not a lot of Criterions hanging out that fit the bill here.
But I think there's enough here to really sink our teeth into. It's a ride. I'll say that much. I didn't think it was going to be possible. And I did reach out to one last person and I was like, hurrah, fuck yeah. Like, it happened. So thank you to that.
I guess next week, Kron and I will be potentially asking for that person's contact information to threaten them.
I've reached out to 2 people that have been on our pod that have sent me movies, and I've not picked either of them. One of them, it didn't really match the category, and then the other one, I was like, nah, I'm kind of leaning more this way. But they'd both be like solid picks for the show in the future. But both of those, like those 2 movies were both like way out of print. I looked up Blu-rays and they were like $110. I was like, shit. So the people we've met through this podcast have good, rare, hard to find movies.
Help the show out.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
maybe.
They have strong internet connections.
Mm-hmm. You both know who you are. Thank you so much.
Might be one of the ones I contacted, Kron.
I would guess it is.
All right, folks. Next week, it's Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven. Get caught up on Showgirls. And I'm going to walk you through Showgirls 2. Rena Riffle forever, baby. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn. Come on, it's easier to shoot a bus than a man.